Yes, it's that time again. The weekend starts now. We're going to do it live. Why not? How's it going, everybody? Yeah, it's the weekend. And if you don't know, you can go sign up for Doc Blaylock's A Damn Dirty Thing. Yeah, if you didn't know it, in 1996, Pillsbury Doughboy, designed by Martin Odell, by the way, the original Pillsbury Doughboy, back in the 40s, 50s. I'm not sure when the Pillsbury Doughboy came out, but yeah, in 1996, I remember getting some of these cookies and making them. The Jack o' Lantern pumpkin Halloween cookies. Did you do that? I certainly did. It was a lot of fun. Little sugar cookie. 1996 made its debut. Also making its debut in 1990, Sega released its Game Gear handheld video console. I was unaware. I wasn't that big a gamer, but maybe you had one. We had the little games like football, basketball, nothing like that. I'm lucky if I had any gaming whatsoever. Uh, Debuting animated series Jim. Remember Jim? Came out in 38 years ago in 1985. Yeah, a little girly cartoon for my taste. Jim there. Uh, and Stanley Kubrick's classic Spartacus in 1960 came out. Kirk Douglas, Laurence Olivier, of course, Tony Curtis, Gene Simmons, not the one from Kiss, no. But Spartacus made its debut in the movies. Great movie about a slave uprising that the Romans put down. And sadly, spoilers, he gets crucified at the end, along with his friend Tony Curtis and all his other entourage. It's still living. Charles Lawton was in there. I mean, he goes back to the 30s in Hollywood, maybe 20s in Hollywood, the silent era. I'm not sure about Charles Lawton. It wouldn't surprise me. In the 30s, he was an older man. Peter Ustinov was in that movie as well. Great voice actor as well as a great on-screen actor. CSI's Crime Scene Investigation made its debut in 2000. Uh, Peterson, great actor, I think highly underrated. Wish he'd gotten on CBS. I wish he had gotten uh, more roles. He was in The Beast and one of my favorite, To Live and Die in L.A. Movie. Of course, he was in Red Dragon as well. A host of other things. Uh, but 23 years ago, 2000, on October 6th, yesterday. October 6th also was Michael Jordan's first retirement announcement from the NBA. You might remember that. He retired more than once. More than once. To Die For, with starring Nicole Kidman. Who cares? 28 years ago came out the movie. Uh, Flashing some skin there. Are you a Nicole Kidman fan? I think her husband was at one time, right? Tom Cruise, weren't they together? Uh, Also premiering in '81, The Return of the Beverly Hillbillies. But uh, yeah, I mean, how do you capitalize on a classic, especially when everybody's aging out? And it had a different Granny, different actress, I think, playing Granny, because Granny had already passed away. I think, if I remember right, I barely remember The Return of the Beverly Hillbillies. But they did have a sequel. Uh, Hold on to your hat. The Clampett clan is back 10 years later and crazier than ever. The write up is the government is out to solve the energy crisis in Return of the Beverly Hillbillies in 1981 TV sequel. It seems the Clampett's moonshine could double as a super fuel if a sample can be found. Banjo picker Earl Scruggs performs, and it ran 2 hours. Instead of Granny, it had a character called Granny's Mall in it. Wasn't that successful? Didn't stick around that long. Jade Clampett, of course, played by the great Buddy Ebsen. Now he goes way back to the 30s at least. Was supposed to be the original Tin Man uh, in The Wizard of Oz. Priscilla Barnes joins the cast of Three's Company in 1981. Uh, Vaguely remember Priscilla Barnes. That was in the twilight of the show, I think. But very capable actress. Seen her in a number of things. There, I say if you can play comedy, uh, you can do anything. Also, in the year 2000, 23 years ago, Meet the Parents with Robert De Niro. I'm not a big De Niro fan. Ben Stiller was in that. I have seen that. I do think I've got a copy of that. It is funny. It's worth watching, I guess. Uh, De Niro's got a way of putting me off. He just does. In 1961, in October 6th, the professor, how about President John F. Kennedy, speaking on civil defense, advises Americans to build bomb shelters to protect themselves from atomic fallout in the event of a nuclear exchange with the Soviet Union. How about that? Wow. Your president telling you, yeah, you need to probably build uh, bomb shelters because it's not getting safe out there, folks. Country Kitchen, hosted by Florence Henderson, premiered 38 years ago in 1985 on TNT. No, TNN, Turner Network. I don't know what it was. Country Kitchen. Uh, Dear John debuted in 1988 as well. I watched a little Dear John. The actor from Taxi, of course, was in Dear John. Love that. Hey, Hocky. Everyone is asleep, Rex, but me. Well, that could be. That could be Hocky. Uh, and me. I wonder what some of these shows made it over to made it over to Australia. Lionel Richie released his debut solo studio album 41 years ago, just called Lionel Richie. Uh, and the Scooby Doo gang, because early on, they met celebrities and animated. They met Don Adams in 1973, which is just pretty darn cool that they put. It's like Don Adams, Mister Get Smart. Uh, it seems like a no-brainer to go on a mystery tour with the in the mystery mobile and van. And yeah, does that look like Don Adams? Of course, later he would do some voice work, and maybe at this time he was doing. Oh, that guy. Who? Oh, that guy. Yeah, Don Adams that played in Get Smart. Missed it by that much. Hey, Fanta. Uh, I'm about to sleep, but I'm up. Oh, hey, Timothy. It's good to see that I'm not the only one that's restless and awake and whatnot. I wasn't going to stream, but Smoking Ray said, "Hey, if you stream later, let me know." Well, he's probably asleep. See, he's probably in a stupor. So here I am streaming. Uh, why not? Might as well. Uh, Dick Butkus passed away. If you didn't know, NBA player, actor. Uh, Dick Butkus died at 80. Donald Pleasant was born on the 5th of October in 1919. Donald Pleasant being in all the Halloween movies. Well, not all of them, but you probably recognize him from Fantastic Voyage with Raquel Welch. He played sort of the saboteur in that movie. Well, it's the afternoon here. Yeah. Yeah. Unless you want a daytime nap there, Hocky, I guess so. Um, yeah. Donald Pleasant, he was in The Great Escape with Steve McQueen and other actors. The one that just passed away from The Man from Uncle, I never can remember his name. I'm lucky if I can remember Solo's name, Robert Vaughn. Rex is streaming as a streaming machine. Jason Bascom says, "Yes, indeed, that could be, yeah, that could be." I just enjoy reaching out to everybody, saying hi, and being informational. If you don't know Dick Butkus, here is a picture of him. I won't play the thing because these things have been getting struck down off YouTube because I do play the things. The thing. There's Dick Butkus on Murder She Wrote. He was in an episode of Murder She Wrote. It's amazing the football players that have made the crossover. Yes, XOXO. Edgar Allan Poe died on my birthday. Wow. Okay. My birthday's on the Day of the Dead, so debuting in 1969, 54 years ago, Monty Python's Flying Circus uh, debuted on the BBC One over in the UK. A lot of you may like that. Molly McButter. Do you remember Molly McButter? Probably not. Came out in 1989. Sort of artificial toxic. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Maybe it's pure and ingredients. But Molly McButter, I may have tried it. Maybe on popcorn or baked potato or something. And yeah, Fanta, you'll probably like this. Not 24 years ago in 1999 on WB was this show. This one will probably get me struck. but who cares? Um, see if you can tell what it is. Angel. Yeah, I told you. Angel actually was a comic book done by John Byrne and some other artists. He actually had a comic book there for a little while, a couple limited series. So if you really like the Angel character, he was definitely a brooding vampire. Probably capitalizing on that Blade movies, you know? Everybody likes vampires. Or they seem to, anyway. I just like good transformation scenes into vampires, werewolves, things like that. Joss Whedon, Brighton, and that, I tell you what, that guy's got his hand in everything, doesn't he? Of course, Buffy, very long lived Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, uh, was very successful as well. In 1986, Dan Aykroyd and Jim Belushi and Jamie Lee Curtis and Ralph Bellamy. Wow, he goes all the way. And Donna Michi. Wow, they go back. And of course Eddie Murphy were in the movie Trading Places. I remember Trading Places, the movie. Uh, my dad saw that when he was in the Navy and thought that what the hell is the first time he saw Monty Python. I know it's interesting. I wonder if he was on ship. Oh, it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, phantasmagorical birthday girl. You should come on here. I did drop the, if you're up for it, I could use some company. Sure. I mean, I did drop the StreamYard link earlier, but I'll drop it again. Happy birthday, Fanta. Fanta is now 23 years of age. She's been legal for a while to drink, uh, and do other things. Here's a vintage Dick Butkus. Say that 10 times. Uh, Football card. Played for the Chicago Bears, linebacker. Was an announcer, sports announcer. 1974, October 5th through 11th, you would have seen this on the stands. TV Guide with the Red Fox on Sanford and Son was a big thing. Great caricature there. She said she just turned 21. You lied. Well, I don't know about lying. I just, was mistaken. Fanta says she's just turned 21. I believe her. XOXO. Too soon, Timothy. Always too soon. Laugh out loud. Whiz Kids premiered October 5th, 1983. I don't remember Whiz Kids, sort of high school geniuses, computer genius. Everybody was into all the computer early on because we didn't know about them. We didn't have home computers. In 1989, televangelist Jim Baker, founder of Praise the Lord PLT Ministry, was convicted on 8 counts of mail fraud, 15 counts of wire fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy. And yeah, they socked him away for a good long time. He's out now. 61 years ago in 1962 in October, Love Me Do was released by the Beatles. 61 years ago. And then the flip side of that was P.S. I Love You. Welcome to the show, Mr. Jason Bascom.
Went backstage for 61 years, Rex.
Oh, now, Jason, that's kind of like the 21 years old by Fanta. I expect more out of you, sir.
I don't know. Wow. It's getting thirsty.
How you doing, Jason?
All right, what's going on, man?
Thanks for coming in earlier today when we had Jimmy Reyes on in the
Oh,
chat.
dude, I like Jimmy. Jimmy's cool, man. He's my boy. He's my friend. Co-host
Hell
of Top
yeah. I hope you'll
Twist.
be able to show up for the next one. We'll have Odin Dresco and Skunk Artworks on.
Oh, Odin? No, I disavow. He's on
Yeah.
my list.
Okay. Well,
He's on my
you know,
list. No.
yeah. So, well, I mean, I've tried to be accommodating. We'll be doing the 4 o'clock shadow at 3 Central, which would be 4 Eastern, because he's all the way over in Germany. But
Oh yeah, he's
Caroline
right.
in the house. Hey, Caroline. Saying Caroline, all the way from the UK. She's up late or up early. I don't know. 6 hours ahead. So you do the math. Early morning there.
I'm an artist, not a mathematician.
Are you up working, drawing?
I was gonna do some watercolors and something, see if it works out.
There you go. Yeah. I have a lot of respect for you and Jetty, working in watercolor. I never mastered watercolor.
Oh, I don't think anybody masters watercolor.
Yeah.
My old teacher in college, he does amazing watercolor work. His name is Jonathan Hunt. Fantastic artist. Yeah, his watercolor stuff is like realistic. It's so good. So yeah, he hasn't even mastered it. You don't really master these things. You get good at them, that's for sure. But you don't really master it. You just
We can arrange that, Fanta. I don't imagine that he would mind you coming on with him.
How
He
dare
says,
you, Fanta?
I want to be on with Odin.
How dare you?
Or is it, I want to be on Odin?
Come
I know, that was a
Come
low
on,
shot.
man. Come on.
Come on, man. Disavow. Caroline says, it's not that early. It's 7 a.m. That's morning. Exactly. You got to get the bacon buddies ready. Pancakes, waffles, ham. I know you're a cooking machine. The coffee ready and into the chocolate bowl. You got to get things going early there.
I'm usually going to bed at 7 a.m.
I know I'm not an early person at all, Jason.
Well, I mean, you're up till 6 in the morning streaming, Rex.
Exactly. I'm a night owl. And then, I live a vampire's life. That's why I'm so pasty. Well, who let Jason on? Hocky says.
Well, get on here, coward.
Oh, wow. Shots fired
Or
over the bow.
yeah, that's right. He knows what he did. He knows what he did.
Are you working on Frog G or are you just kind of doodling around?
Rex, some things are best left unsaid.
Okay. All right. He's not working at all, folks. That's why he's hiding behind his icon.
No, I mean, my camera's off because I'm recording what I'm doing and I don't want to show it.
Okay. All right.
It could
Yeah,
be
I'm
a surprise.
Did you say happy birthday to Fanta? Today's her birthday.
Yeah, that's another reason I came on. I wanted to say it vocally, not just in type. Happy birthday to Fanta, CG's darling, most treasured backer in CG, most treasured person in all of comicsdom. Happy birthday, Fanta.
Timothy shooting at me saying, oh, he is a vampire, so that is why he sucks.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's a good dad joke. I like it.
I mean,
I like dad jokes.
I've never asked Timothy if he's a dad. I don't know,
Timothy.
Timothy.
Dad to say dad jokes.
Well, that's true. I prove that every day.
I like dad jokes.
But I am a dad. And a grandpa,
Yes,
and I might be a
true.
great grandfather. I don't know. I don't keep up with these things.
You don't keep up?
Well, you ought to know that. Every time I'm on topic list, you say I'm 10 minutes behind, which I am.
That's because you are 10 minutes behind, not 10 years.
Yeah. She is approximately anywhere from 21 to 23 years old. Yeah. I am a coward, Hockey says.
Yeah, you are, Hocky. Get in here.
And hockey.
Happy birthday
Mm,
to you.
sultry.
Happy birthday to
Oh,
you.
give me
Happy
more.
birthday, dear
So
Fanta
creamy.
McGorkle. Happy
So
birthday
creamy.
to you.
It's delicious.
And many more.
And many more.
Beautiful, Hocky. Well done.
Oh, cheers, man.
Cheers to you, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. What's going on, Hocky?
Nothing.
Why?
Yeah, me, I don't do anything. I'm
You
pretty
should be
boring.
drawing, Hocky.
I don't draw.
Draw every day.
What?
Yeah, draw every day, Hocky. Do the friggin'
I don't know how to draw.
Oh, shit. Rex, do you hear what I have to put up with on a nightly basis?
I know. I
can't
I
draw.
think it's planned. A nightly
Every-
basis? Wait a minute. Nah,
What?
I don't know about that.
Everything I do is AI generated.
Why don't you believe on a nightly basis?
Well, I mean, hockey, do you get in like a DM group with him or anything on a nightly basis?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Okay. All right. It's classified. Redacted. Got it.
Hey, you don't want to reveal the Whisper networks, Rex. Come on now.
Yeah,
okay.
that's it.
All right. Well, I'm not in half of them, so I've got nothing to fear.
No, that's okay. Neither am I. You're better off actually. That's why like most of the main DM group I run, Hockey will vouch for this. I yell at people if they talk. It's no talking, like links only, because I don't want any chatter in them. I don't want any drama. I don't want people being like, "Oh, this person said that." I don't care. I don't care.
Right.
I want to.
Who wants to keep up with all that? I don't.
It's obnoxious, but yeah.
It is.
So, did you, Rex? Did you know that I have a pre-launch out?
Oh no, I did not. I did not. What is this for?
Call yourself, my friend. Call yourself, my friend. It's for the Absolute book that I'm doing. That One Stormy Night book that I've been working on.
Oh, is that the trade paperback, or is this something I haven't heard about?
I've been posting. Hockey knows about it.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen your post, and I'm usually on Twitter and see what everybody posts.
He's ignoring you, Jason.
I'm not ignoring him. I've seen some of his artwork that he's done. Usually after topic lists,
he's on my list.
That's it.
Well,
at least watch out,
somebody's
chat list. Rex. He's gonna come there. Yeah, he's a master with the sniper scope.
Is that going to be over on Indiegogo or Fund My Comic or where?
Just go to the last thing I posted on Twixter.
Okay.
On Twixter. So just go to my Twixter.
Okay.
This is the last thing I posted. Are you doing it?
Yes.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Hey, I don't know. I don't believe it.
Okay.
I don't believe anyone these days, Rex. People lie.
Okay.
To lies.
Would I lie?
Would I lie to you?
Like Henry Rollins? Rex, do you listen to Henry Rollins?
I do not. No.
Hockey, do you listen to Henry Rollins?
Who?
I know Fanta does. I know Fanta listens to Henry Rollins. Because Fanta is awesome, and it's her birthday.
I listen to no one.
Now, is today Fanta's birthday, or was yesterday? Because it's after midnight.
Yeah, we need some clarification for that, Fanta.
Did we just waste happy birthdays?
We might have.
Happy birthdays.
So I can't rewind that now.
No, you can't. Hockey sang that beautiful song. I can't find the color of this. Are you pulling it up, Rex? Pulling it up?
Yeah, but what I see, I just got on here. It says Frog G is back, baby. He's in demand. So
what? You got to scroll down.
Scroll down. Okay, we got a Fragaboom, Ronin.
Oh yeah, below that one.
Ninja Turtle. Okay, sign up. Ooh, misspelled. Ooh, with a U. Sign up is live for Absolute One Stormy Night. Sign up here. Ooh, he did it again with a U.
Yeah. Use everywhere.
Yeah, man.
Because I want you to sign up. See what I did there?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
See, I'm that clever.
Yeah,
that I
I'll
can,
be
get
I'll
some-
be dropping that, Jason. I didn't know.
pull it
So
up,
on
Rex. Pull it
Indiegogo.
up.
Cool.
Pull it up.
And okay. I will
Why aren't you
start right
pulling it up? Why
now.
don't you like me?
Oh,
I like
so
you immensely.
I didn't waste my song because it's a 7th and it's currently the 7th. So
That's
good
right.
work. You know.
All right, happy birthday, fan.
Very timely, Hockey. I tip my
Happy
hat.
birthday, fellow Libran.
Libran?
Libran.
Yeah,
She's a
she's a
libertarian?
Oh, a Libra.
She's a librarian?
Yes,
Wow.
she's a fellow
Eyesight
Libran.
does affect hearing.
I like cute librarians. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Absolute.
That's right. That's right. There it is, friend. Sign up today.
It'll
And
be
I
out
will-
and fulfilled before even my book. So
Maybe.
sign up and get it.
I will do that right now, right in front of everybody. I don't care
Thanks.
to dox
Well, to
myself.
be fair, Hockey,
There we go.
I've already drawn 15 pages, though.
Wow.
I'm a
Oh,
little-
that's
I'm
good
already
to get
ahead.
ahead of it.
Well, it's a
So this
24-page
is
book.
what you've been talking about with the samurai priest, right?
Correct.
Story.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a 24-page silent comic.
Oh no. Okay, that's smart. Yeah, receive a free trading card when you sign up.
Yep.
Very cool. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, I think that's great, man. I was thinking about that actually yesterday, Jason, about doing nothing, something with no dialogue. That way you don't have to hire I mean, there's different ways to do that, right?
There's different
I
ways to
still
do it.
remember that one issue of G.I. Joe where they did
Yeah.
the whole issue with no words.
Yeah, see, I
Suck it, Weathers. No job for you, you bastard.
yeah, fuck it.
He gets
No,
enough jobs.
Mine's mainly modeled after Sin City's once Silent Night, Sin City Silent Night. I knew about that one. I didn't know about the GI Joe one until like talking to Billy. But
Yeah.
so mine's more based off of like that style and that stuff like that. But I mean, it's not easy because you got to make sure it flows right in the story. The storytelling has to be done through the panels and not just counting on dialogue.
So there you go, folks. I dropped it in the chat. If you want to sign up for Jason's, and who doesn't? Absolute. Bring it up here.
Who
Once
doesn't?
again, one stormy night. Yeah.
Yep. A lot of rain.
Now, Jason, do you watch like Seven Samurai and some of the old samurai movies like that? Have you ever?
No, I can't read the subtitles, so I can't unless they have a dubbed version, which I don't know if they do.
Right. Well, Magnificent Seven was the westernized version of that movie.
I've seen that. It's a good
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, where they come to save a village, instead of it being samurai, it's cowboys.
Right.
Over the border. Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Fanta says I dropped it first. Well, pick it up, dear.
Thank you, Fanta.
Oh, you dropped the link. I got you.
Because
All right. Well, you're
Fanta-
too quick for me, Fanta.
Because Fanta's my friend, unlike some people who don't even know about my Twitter account.
Do you have it? Oh, he kicked himself. Bye.
Good. That's what he gets for not
That's what he gets.
following me on Twitter. Yeah. You get. Take that, Rex.
I agree.
What about you, Hocky?
You have a Twitter account?
Well, actually, I have an X account, so no, I don't have a Twitter account.
There you go. See?
Ah, got me.
Mhm.
How's
Don't-
Double Flyer?
Got you
coming
him
along?
again, Rex. You fell for the old switcheroo.
Well, Devil Fire prequel. Actually, I've hired someone to help me get it up this weekend. Hopefully, at least
Ooh.
start
Was
getting
it,
it up to get it approved.
Was it Viagra?
That's what I said.
Yes, absolutely.
So I said,
The
Good old
other blue
Vi.
pill.
where'd it go? I just lost my thing.
I'm American Hockey. You don't have to ask that.
I'm afraid of Americans. No, yeah. So you hired somebody to do.
Hello,
what now?
Miss Agra.
Coming to America. Yeah, I was going to use Tanner initially, and then I have been thinking about it recently, and I hadn't really been pursuing it in the last few days. I didn't pursue it today either, folks, but that's all right. We'll get on it very quickly and get it up. Hockey. Yeah, we'll get this thing out. I was. Should I launch on a Thursday, Jason? Is Thursday a good day to launch?
Yeah, Jason.
Thanks, Hockey, for reiterating that. Thursday or no, Friday or Saturdays are usually the best days to launch.
But
No,
my birthday's on Thursday.
well, happy birthday, but it doesn't matter on
Oh,
that.
you're
Friday or
Libran as well. God, we're all
Okay,
full
I
of
thought I
Librans.
might get the sympathy vote if I launched on my birthday, but
okay. Well, here's the
yeah,
thing. Like Thursday is you have the advantage of maybe closing out on a Sunday. That's always good. So like the weekend is there on a closeout stream, but if you're starting off, you want it when people have money and people get
right.
paid on Friday. Some people get paid on Thursday, but people get paid on Friday generally, and also work off on
Ooh,
Saturday. So
yeah.
it's
Mhm.
sometimes people will launch Friday night, which I don't understand because your campaign ends at 3 a.m. Pacific time. So why would you want to waste almost a whole day of a campaign? That's why I like to launch like noon on Saturday and
Yeah.
then chill all day.
Well, I
You know,
know Ethan did. He likes to launch on noon
yeah.
Sundays, and
Well,
yeah, it makes sense. I
we're
mean, if
talking
you
about Ethan Van Sciver. He can launch on Tuesday afternoon at 2
right,
p.m. Eastern, and he'll get like 30 grand. So
right.
Ethan can do Ethan. Don't judge your campaign based off
Oh,
of
I
him at
got
all
it. I
because that's
got it. Yeah.
unrealistic.
Uh,
Um,
I launched mine at 10 a.m. The ash can at 10 a.m. and almost, I guess, gained nearly a whole day on my campaign.
yeah, that's a whole day. What day did you launch it?
Ooh, it seems like it was. It's been well over a year and about a year and a half. So
You don't
um,
remember what like the day?
maybe a Wednesday. I don't know.
Oh,
Tuesday. It wasn't anything spectacular. It's during the week.
yeah. You can launch it whenever you really want to. That's on you. But I
Right.
find it best to launch a campaign when people just get paid because that way they spend their extra like their fun money. They spend it
Yeah.
right
I
away
mean,
for you.
payday makes sense, and then I guess.
It does make sense.
And then if you do it like at the first of the month, some people get their money at the first of the month, right?
The first of the yeah, welfare checks and stuff like that.
Yeah, welfare checks and stuff. I don't know how many of they're out there buying
Yeah.
comics, but they
Hey,
might, one or two
people
here.
buy all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Well, my birthday's November 2nd. I really don't want to get too close to the holidays. The thing's going to have to run through the holidays, but I can't help that and fulfill early next year. Um,
Yeah.
most of the project's done now. Not everything, but most of it is. A bunch of it, the main story anyway. It's totally
And
done.
this is the what the prequel.
Well, what was going to be the first Devil Flyer story has been moved up into prequel status. And then because that was such a large story, it was meant to be like a standalone story. And then once I kind of got into, on YouTube and mixing with the crowd and stuff, I said, this is not enough, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be larger. I want it to be bigger. So I started introducing new characters into the mix, which was a good thing in related backstories, smaller stories. But I had limited space, and it was if I did everything that I wanted, it'd be like 56 pages, and that's just too big for a stapled book, really. I mean, something like that.
Not
Well, it's
really.
not, but you have
I,
to
I I know what you
have a
mean.
thinner.
Absolute two was 60 something pages in it, but I also had insanely thick cardstock paper in the interiors.
Yes, you
Um,
did. Yeah.
so it's not unrealistic to have a 50-page staple bound book.
Timothy Olsen said Bog is the character everyone likes, though. Yeah, that's what I was initially going to go with, and is my most developed character is Bog. But he will be in one large story. I mean, the first part was completed last year by Doc Blaylock, 9 pages. We've got a complete story over here. The original artwork will go up for sale on most of the pages, if not all of them. He's working
I
on
am.
six pages to 8 pages for me.
I am. I think you're brave. I think it's awesome that you're doing a character all that's made entirely of poo. So good work.
Jeez, Hockey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is a poop man over there on Fund My Comic. A
He's a
poop
shit
man.
demon.
Well, to be
Exactly.
fair, there is
Yeah.
a Trash Man.
Oh, there's a
Trash-
Garbage Man by
Garbage Man,
Aaron
yeah, that's
Lopresti.
Yeah, Garbage Man.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Hockey? What was that?
And then, of course, he did Sludge
I'm
back
eating
in the day.
butterscotch drops.
Do you remember
Yeah, I bought a whole
Sludge?
bunch of Sludge issues. I like Sludge.
Yeah,
I know
Sludge
everybody
was one of
likes
my
his,
favorites. Yeah.
Everybody likes
Fickle
his,
friend. Fickle
pumpkin guy.
fiend. I like it.
Fecal Friend. That's his sidekick.
It was fiend, but friend is funnier. Fecal friend.
That's right, Fred.
Why did I get this little boy Blue sticking his finger in the dye?
oh,
What?
you're going too far. You're going too far, Rex.
Well, you don't want it to overflow, Hockey.
No.
You got to
No, you
plug that
definitely
thing up, you know?
Gross.
Just eat a lot of prunes, Hockey. It'll never happen to you.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do you like prunes, Hockey?
I do. I won't go into the story of prunes and salmonella one that I had, but anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah,
Don't
that
eat
doesn't-
prunes. Don't eat prunes if you've got salmonella. Let's just say that.
Oh, okay. Well, no, hell no. Yeah, you couldn't digest it. Yeah, you'd have diarrhea, I would think.
Painful diarrhea.
Ooh, painful diarrhea. Yeah.
Extremely painful.
Well, I like prunes. My father ate prunes, and I'd learned to like them. And I mean, they're basically dehydrated, sticky little plums, right?
Oh, sticky.
Pitted,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, something like that.
Just like I like raisins, which are just dried up grapes on a diet, you know. That's all a prune is a plum on a diet, I guess. I don't know why they couldn't do nectarines that way,
Maybe they do.
because I had nectarines are pretty close to peaches, though. I had a nectarine tree
What?
and nectarines are close to
Oh,
a
yeah, I
peach.
guess they are. Well, they
Because
are a stone fruit, so.
I'll tell you why I say that, Hockey. I had one peach tree and one nectarine, and they were close enough where they could cross pollinate and actually bear fruit.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well,
One's fuzzy,
Yes.
one's not.
yeah, you're right. They
Yeah.
do taste different, though.
Oh, they definitely taste different. Yeah. Well, I like a good Bradford pear. A good pear.
Pear.
You can cook those with some cinnamon. Ooh, that's good. Or just
That
raw.
is scrumptious. That is scrumptious.
Fanta
It
said
is
salmonella,
scrumptious,
too.
yeah.
It does make you feel like you want to die when you've got salmonella. I said I said it was probably the closest a man can feel to being to having contractions.
There you go.
It was yeah. It
Nectarines
was
are peaches
quite
without the fur coat.
It's a different flavor, but
I
it is
didn't
a
know.
stone fruit. So
We're glad you didn't die from salmonella, Fanta. She said she had it
it's-
and almost died.
it's horrible. Yeah. Well, it dehydrates you as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't retain anything. It's so painful. Extremely
What are the
painful.
symptoms of salmonella? Cramps?
So imagine having a bit of food poisoning, but times 100.
Wow, where everything just rushes out.
That, but the pain in your stomach, like that. You know how when you get a little bit of food poisoning and
Yeah.
your stomach feels, you get a lot of that pain. But just imagine that, but intensified completely.
That's actually a bacteria in your gut, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's you get it from a bacteria, so you get it from unkept meat, so it's a
Unprepared.
bacteria that's grown on a fruit that you ingest, and then it's horrid. It's absolutely horrible.
Fanta said the doctor told her mother that she would have died if they would have waited a few hours to get to the ER.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Hey, our old dirty fatty.
Hey, dirty fatty.
Hey, what's up, dirty fat?
So my doctor, I went to my doctor like 4 times in a row, like each day, and
Mhm.
like he just sort of fobbed it off And on the last day or whatever, he came back with the results to say, "Oh yeah, you got salmonella." I was starting to feel better by then, but I think he was just thought I was a hypochondriac. I was going. Oh, sorry, there's a plane flying. We've got the races here at the moment. So in my hometown, every year we have a major racing event, and I just heard a plane fly over because they sometimes do air shows, and I just watched an air show, and I'm going, are they having another air show? So,
You get distracted
Anyway.
by the shiny hockey.
well, they're great. The air shows are really cool. So there's this flying group in Australia called the Roulettes, and I don't know if you can hear it.
Are they Russian?
There is a plane flying. It must be doing stunts.
Well, we can't hear it.
You're wasting my joke.
No, obviously not.
You're
Just
wasting my
very.
joke.
I don't care about the cars. I don't care about the car race, but planes I love. So
Uh-huh.
I wanted to be a pilot at some point. Anyway,
What happened?
Did you meet the height requirement, or do you know?
I could become a pilot now if I really wanted to.
Well, that sounds like delusion to me. Fanta says, I got it from
I'm gonna find out what it is. I'll be back.
undercooked chicken. I worked at KFC. Well, did you ingest said chicken, Fanta, or did it get into your system some other way? Please let Jason know that he's really quiet. Mike is low. Okay. I think I just did, Fanta.
Forgot. Yeah, I was on with J-Butt. And he uses melon, and for some reason, it turns my mic down all the time.
I know. I've noticed that with Jimmy's melon,
Yep. It'll do it
Yeah.
too on Jimmy's channel. Hold on, I'm gonna fix it.
Your volume settings different for melon than they are on StreamYard for sure.
No, yeah, but it turns down the volume on my computer, my system, actual computer itself, for my mic, and so I got to go under my settings and turn my mic volume up in my computer system.
You would tell me just do it. Don't walk us through it verbally. Or at least that's what I imagine you would say, Jason.
What? I'm just trying to explain, like, it's not a StreamYard thing. There you go.
Okay.
I mean, if you don't want me to talk at all, Rex, I could just not talk. How about that?
No, that wasn't the aspersion.
Yeah, exactly. So shut your commie mouth.
Yes, I had eaten it. Yeah, I got some. I stopped off in Memphis at a beef and bird. I had never eaten it. It was a fast food place. I ordered a chicken sandwich. It was raw. It was undercooked.
Why did you eat it?
I didn't.
You just said you ate it.
No, I mean, I think I took a look at it or something. I was like, wow, this is undercooked or something. I don't know. Maybe I took a bite and noticed I can't remember. I just think it was undercooked, and I could see that. Someone is grumpy, Timothy Austin says.
Yeah, Rex. Always accusing me of stuff.
Well, he was one of the 7 dwarfs, so maybe he grew up and started.
Funny guy, Rex. You're a funny guy.
Well, I try.
Oh, height joke. I never heard that before.
Well, it may be lingering from when Jimmy was on earlier today.
True, it's easy for you to punch down.
Yeah, it is. It's easier than to punch up. Have you ever been with a larger woman, Jason, than you? Like taller? Like much taller?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Rex. I've been with all shapes and sizes.
Okay. All right.
I don't discriminate.
Yeah, well, one time I got with this Amazon. I mean, she was big. She was probably about 6'5".
I don't think I've ever been with anybody over 6 foot.
6'5" wide.
She was big. No, not wide. Tall. She was ample. Hockey.
You like the
I fell into that twice, but yeah, I still dream about her. Not really.
Easy.
Not real. Ease it down. Ease that throttle back.
Easy. Pump them brakes. So. Can you make some more noise, Hocky? Can you make some more noise?
Meow.
I thought that was Jason, actually.
No, that's Hocky being obnoxious.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I stepped in bird poo and now it's all over me.
Maybe it was Hocky being obtuse.
Obtuse.
Yeah.
So,
Hocky,
there is a plane flying.
Did you like Mr. Bean?
Yeah,
Did
I
you
like
ever
Mr.
watch Mr. Bean?
Bean. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know there was only like 5 or 6 episodes of Mr. Bean.
Yeah, there isn't that many.
Really? Well,
Yeah. It
yeah,
feels like there's hundreds of them, but
the one I like is when he's pulling the cord out of the drywall.
Oh yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah, I mean that's the one I remember too. That's kind of my.
I like the church one. I like the church one where
I
he's
like
trying
them
to
all.
stay awake.
Yeah, you know
that one or the test when he's doing the test.
He was in a couple of James Bond movies. You know.
He was also
not
in Rat
as Mr.
Race.
Bean.
Fanta says, "I love Mr. Bean." Oh Lord, oh that's not where I thought Rex was going with that.
Now you got Fanta started on it. You dirty birds.
Yeah.
Bunch of dirty birds.
Yeah, I can't wait to get my full size comic out. The way it's looking now, maybe 48 pages. There'll be a couple of bog stories in there, which will be under Grave Tales. There'll be 2-page those are drawn by Doc Blaylock, and then a couple pages by Dillard. He also did my content page and cover, so not too bad.
I might get to meet Dillard in person next month too.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, are you going to start your draw stream up again, Hocky? We're all looking forward to that.
In person, I said.
Oh, in person, right? You're going out to California, right?
I will be there in exactly 1 month.
yeah, visiting
Mr. Dan Plagle.
Mr. Boob Man Dan Plagle. Yeah,
I'll be there too.
Yeah, yes, and hopefully you'll get to meet Hex Allen and maybe Ryan James too, and make a
maybe
there's a talk of trying to go to around to Thingy's place for a barbecue
cool.
John's place for a barbecue.
How are things down in Australia, Hocky? I mean, your government seems to be oppressive somewhat.
Well, we have a stupid vote coming up, a referendum coming up next weekend. Waste of money, absolutely ridiculous.
Right.
And and it better not go through because it's just really stupid. But the polls at the moment are pointing towards it being not going to go through, and we can only hope. But it's absolutely stupid.
How do things work down there? Do you have a parliament or what?
No, we just throw darts at a dartboard, and then whatever it lands on, that's what we.
That might actually work. That might actually work, Hocky, compared to the current system. You know, it might actually.
Of course, we have a parliament. What bloody kind of world is this?
We don't have a parliament. So there. Not everybody has a parliament. There are barbarians out there, Hocky, you know.
Racist.
There are probably places that throw darts to find out what they're going to do. Lawn darts, maybe. You remember the big lawn darts?
Yeah, you throw them up in the air and you see who stands there the longest before they get hit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those things were dangerous when we were kids.
This is my penis.
It's what? What? Yeah, now Fanta really wants you to turn the volume up.
Did Fanta not know I was coming to the US? Who doesn't know? I thought everyone knew.
No, she just didn't know that Jason was going to come on and talk about his penis.
When does everyone should know that? I mean, come on.
Well, let me get my 3D glasses out, then maybe I can see it.
3D glasses.
A yellow? Yeah. Oh, interesting. It's usually blue and red.
Right. Well, these are the old Coca-Cola glasses. These are vintage.
No wonder.
Yeah.
Ice Queen didn't know. Well, I'm sorry, Ice Queen.
They've been keeping it a secret. Secret.
I'm not on streams much, so I'm not much of a secret.
And when you're on Topicless, you don't say a word, so.
Well, because I can't get a word with edging.
That's
I
not
can't
how
Edge
it
speak
works,
now.
and you know it.
Considering all my shows that I have been on are dead now, so
Oh, wow. Well, all one of
so
them, all one show.
well, yes, there was 2 regular shows, but they're both dead. So
Dead inside like Hocky's heart.
yes,
Yeah.
pretty much. And yeah, you know, but
Well, congratulations to Allie. She had her closeout just a few days ago and actually met a stretch goal, and everybody gets a magnet, And I guess she went in demand.
Oh,
who doesn't?
Yes, dear, you
She
might
is
come on panel.
she is very
Absolutely.
demanding. Oh, that's not what that meant. Sorry. She's never gonna watch this. She doesn't even like Rex or me. So
I know, right? She said, Fanta says, no, Hockey. I can't know everything. Gah. She probably said, like, gah. Yes, Caroline.
She likes Jason though. That's all
That's what
What?
Rambling Man's
Allie?
all about.
right. Maybe
Jason,
I don't
yeah,
know.
Jason Black.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I mean, yeah, I like Jason Black too, but I mean, Allie doesn't care if I'm around.
Does Ellie know you exist?
Yeah.
Ah, good.
When I jump into her chats.
Ah.
Mm.
So Rex, you
All the best to you, Ellie. I hope your campaign does
she's
well.
not watching this.
No, she'll never watch. But anyway.
No, she doesn't like Rex.
That's true.
When you get in,
Or me.
When you get your campaign up, let me know. I'll have you on.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I mean, I know about a year and a half ago, I launched and you said, well, you should have told me because, I mean, the response wasn't that great. Did it over there on Apex Comics channel when he was smaller. And like I said, 10 a.m. in the morning, but it did give me almost an extra day on the campaign.
Right. Well, if you're
Still wound it up funding within the first 30 days. So,
if you're promoting like the whole day, it's actually advantageous to do it that early because you can like be on at least 3 or 4 shows, and in between you can be on your own channel.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, do you think if you're doing that, you should probably line those shows up on the launch day, I guess?
Yeah, you got to launch them up, set them up way ahead of time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a problem with like Shay's. I've contacted her. She's booked up to like January. So sometimes you have to space it apart. Salacious Rum is in the UK. And he asked me if I wanted to come on in November or December. And I said, November, the book will be up by then and we'll have more to talk about it. As far as, my side, he's got a large collection I'd like to show everybody. Was I ever on Jason's show? Timothy Olsen says.
No.
I don't know.
Rex was no.
Well, welcome, Caroline.
Hey, hello. Hello.
Caroline.
Howdy.
Yet again, another icon. Did you do this one?
It's an AI.
Yeah.
You. So
sorry.
You're on a stream with 3 artists and you're using AI.
Everything I do is AI, so that's all good.
Shut up, Hocky.
I did it as a joke, and I just haven't changed it.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you show us some of your original artwork?
I don't think I have any on my phone.
You don't have an icon with your artwork?
I don't know. I'm gonna have a look. 1 second. I'm gonna have a look.
Oh, my AI art's disappeared.
Oh, look, this is one I did about 20 years ago.
20
well,
years ago.
Maybe 15 years ago.
That's pretty cool.
Very nice. Oh, she's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
It was supposed to represent my daughter.
Oh, Hocky, you bounced out. What the hell?
Yeah, because he doesn't like you, Rex.
Oh. well, not to have liked me, stayed around long enough. Like
They didn't like
Gumball's
me, obviously.
No,
Well,
Oh
what's
God,
he.
Ice Queen's on. I'm going.
Oh, he
Heard
besides
about
why?
endorsed
her.
the Ice Queen. Come on, who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Is that oops or ops?
Probably Oops.
Okay.
Jeez.
Oops,
Rex.
Australian style.
So yeah. So you do artwork all the time, or is it like a hobby?
It's like a hobby. I used to do it a lot more than I do now.
Well, it's still not bad.
Is
Nothing
that because
wrong.
of family or you're just lazy or what?
I'm just lazy. I'm
Yeah.
lazy, and now, before when I was doing a lot of drawing and stuff, I didn't know any real artists, and now I know real artists. I don't want to draw anymore.
Oh, I
Would
don't
you
know
read
any
this
real
for
artists.
Caroline for both of us?
Sorry?
Would you read this?
Sorry, Ice. I prefer Pommy accents over US.
What's a
Well, I
pommy?
have a Pommy accent.
Yeah.
Did Hockey say that?
Yeah, he did.
Racist.
I don't know if it's racist.
It's racist if it came out of Hockey's mouth.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So you just couldn't handle the British accent, so you had to leave. Is that what it is?
That's what it's. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Yeah. Maybe he's too allured by the accent, and he'll become entranced and want to fly to the motherland.
Timothy Austin says AI art steals from actual art.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think my icon stole from anybody though, because I didn't pay for it, and I wouldn't have paid for it, and I would have drawn my own.
He says, no, I like pommy accents.
Get back in
Pommy?
here, coward.
Pommy? Yeah.
Why is Hockey
Two
such a
eyes this
coward?
time. Different spelling.
Biggest coward I know.
What's been going on, Caroline, in your life? Huh?
Nothing really. I've been dealing with my son. He's been having a major mental breakdown. So,
Really? I was going to ask about him.
Yeah, no, he's not been in a really good place. So we
Really?
ended up at A&E a couple of times, and now he's at home, but he's doing like a rehab course. So we're having to like travel every day, and he goes and does that. And
Now,
it's
do
a bit
you
of a
have to
nightmare,
use
really.
public transformation?
We have to. Oh, hang up my kettle. We do have to use public transportation, and somebody with major anxiety, that really doesn't work well. So it's causing a real issue getting there because he can't cope with people, buses, trains, walking. It's just a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, so I'd rather not talk about negative things. Ask me something fun. I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. That's
Tell
been
me
fun.
about your
Look,
most
I was just
depressing
wondering
moments
how
in life, and bring down everybody, please.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I was just asking how things were going, and you immediately went dark side. So.
Oh, I'm sorry, because that's all I've been dealing with. Literally, it's all I've been dealing with. Anyway, stressing
Well,
me, and
we like to hear
that's
the
why
good, the
I'm
bad,
here.
and the
I wanted real conversation with like real people.
yeah. Well, does he respond to mummy? I assume he says mum, right?
Yeah,
Mum. Yeah.
yeah,
That's kind of a UK thing, mum, right?
mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he respond to you pretty good, or is he kind of rebellious?
I thought
Or,
you didn't want
know?
to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
No.
We keep talking about it when she doesn't want to talk about it.
All right. Well,
See what Rex wants
I just,
to do.
I just wanted to know one thing, just
he
one
wants
thing
you to
about
be
it.
totally
Yeah,
depressed for the rest of your life.
He responds well when he responds. Sometimes he goes mute. So I don't know.
Good. Well, I mean,
Hey, Rex, Rex, do you want to hear about when I put my cat down? You want to hear about when I put my cat to sleep, when I murdered my cat? You want to hear about that? That'd be great.
Well, I have one that I would like to know how to. So sure. No,
evil,
Jason,
man. You're an evil.
I get
evil
it.
man.
I get it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have quiet times too, Ice. People have quiet times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when he's not streaming.
Yeah, right.
I just
which isn't
I just
fun.
wanted to come on because I don't feel like I've spoken to a real person in like a long time.
Well,
Oh, would you
said-
like to wish Fanta a happy birthday? Today's
I
her birthday.
will. I said it in the chat, but I
Yeah.
will verbally say it. Happy birthday, Fanta. I hope your October birthday month is better than you could ever imagine.
I know. Let's see. Shay's. This is Shay's birthday is this month. You got Fanta. You got one of my nephews has a birthday this month. A lot of I know there's another CGer who has a birthday this month. I can't think of who it is right off the top of my head though. Yeah, there's a lot of birth months in October. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
going
you
on
got
with
to be
October?
born sometime. You know, one
No,
out of
Rex.
12. Yeah.
I was just a miraculous.
I was almost
place
in
on
October.
this planet. I was brought down from the skies by extra-dimensional beings.
Well,
Always
yeah,
been
and I
here,
mean
Rex.
Lorenzo, he was hatched out of an egg by Slee
See,
Stacking.
why you gotta judge everybody, Rex?
Well, you know, I'm just
I
trying to be.
share the birth month with Jesus, so I'm good.
Oh,
Yeah, I do
December. Yeah.
Hmm.
Same here.
Well, you got something to look forward to then. Till it's
Yes.
over, you know, then
Yeah.
It's
you
over.
really
Let's
have to
depress
check.
everyone again.
Look, Rex, come on. I came on because the conversation was good. Hocky was here, and now Hocky's gone because.
Well, I mean, he ruined it by
Oh.
bouncing out and having to do some chicken or something, you know?
Oh, he had to cook some chicken parm with bacon.
You'll
And
probably undercook it and get
uh,
salmonella again. Just saying.
he cooks some weird Australian chicken parmesan grated baconators. I don't know what he makes. Hockey does these weirdest concoctions I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He doesn't even like biscuits and gravy, Rex. He thinks it's disgusting. Caroline, do you like biscuits and gravy?
Right. Well, you want to go and check out my YouTube channel because we don't eat biscuits and gravy in the UK. It looks and sounds disgusting. But Crazy Mad dared me to make it, and I did, and I videoed it. And actually, it was pretty damn good. I've had it since.
There you go.
Especially what?
I love biscuits and gravy, Jason.
Yeah, especially if you get it in the South. I mean, that's where it's at. But yeah. Biscuits and gravy are delicious.
If you get a chance, check out an English person making biscuits and gravy for the first time.
I'm sure it's exhilarating. Well, because also to everyone, to you guys, a biscuit is a cookie.
Yes.
So when you hear biscuits and gravy, you're like, ew. You don't.
Ew.
Yeah, you don't put gravy
Maybe if we
on
said cookies and gravy.
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
And what are cookies there?
Well, you get chocolate chip cookies. I mean, we do call them some biscuits. We do call them cookies. Like chocolate chip cookies are cookies.
Seems all too confusing to me.
But like biscuits are generally harder, when you dip them in tea or coffee. In my case,
it's a different kind of.
And you do.
It's a different kind of biscuit.
And you do bacon buddies as well.
Yeah.
You ever heard of a bacon buddy, Jason?
Negative, Ghost Rider. I have not.
It's a bacon sandwich.
Oh, okay. So
that's
it's kind of like a
butter
BLT.
with butter.
Well, yeah, you butter the bread and then you toast
butter
it.
the bread
and
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, bacon goes with everything, literally everything. Yeah. So I mean, you say it's like it's a BLT without the LT.
Yeah.
This is what I was doing, Rex, and I did not know that it was Fanta's birthday. I was going to send this to Fanta because I'm not going to be in the auction, and she was very disappointed in that. But I did some watercolor over it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Some quick watercolors over it. So I'm gonna send this
Overstreet to Comic Book Guide Marketplace.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to Fanta for free.
Oh,
she was
Frog
very bummed
G.
out that I wasn't in it, and she loved the Frog G. So
I think she's probably got some of the rarest Frog G artwork out there.
Well, she I mean, a lot of Frog G art is rare, mainly because Ink and I really only sell it on the campaign,
Yeah.
and we did a Frog G art auction. Aside from that, we
Right.
really don't sell it.
Yeah,
too
I think
much.
she picked up some of the early Frog G stuff
She
off
did.
one of
She
your
actually
auctions.
picked up the line art for the foil trading card, I believe.
Well, there you go. Happy birthday, Fanta. There you go.
Well,
oh my
I
god!
did
Oh my
not know.
god! Oh my god!
Very
I,
nice.
I did not know it was her birthday. I
Uh-huh.
just was going to send it to her. So, but yes, I guess happy birthday on top of that.
XOXO. Yeah, she
There
says.
you
Look
go.
at that.
Well,
Oh, cat art.
Fanta is a big supporter of everybody, and she does a lot of good, and she deserves to be rewarded. So,
Thank you, Jason. She says.
oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. No Groot mug today, huh?
No. I've been using this one for a bit because it's easier with the Groot one. I have to drink out of it. I have to use my right hand to drink out of it because of the way it's sculpted.
Yeah.
It has like these ridges here, so if I use this way, I can't really do it.
World's greatest what?
And I'm left-handed, so
okay.
since I'm left-handed, I can't drink out of the Groot mug anyway. I have to like reach over and turn it and rotate. It's a pain if I'm at my art table. Over here, it doesn't matter. But if I'm at my art table, I can't drink from my left hand holding a pen on the opposite side. Like I have to rotate the. It's a pain. So I've been using this one since I've been at my art table quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been doing some rehab. What?
Oh yeah, physical therapy with the
therapy.
shoulder, but it's going well. I've I had it end of June, so it's been like 3.5, 4 months almost. So
yeah,
so it's going
when
well.
When do you guesstimate getting to go back to work, or do you have any idea?
I'm assuming it's going to be this month.
Okay.
I go see the doctor on the 9th, and he'll tell me whether or not he thinks I can go back. And I've been even going to the gym and doing some light weights, like your kind of weights, Rex. So yeah, I've been doing that to help out. Yeah, I did. I was doing really well with my weights up until I hurt my arm, but and I also hurt my other shoulder, but I'm not going to deal with that.
Well, I mean, really, if you're going for actual muscle strength and muscle mass, it's really resistance training, isn't it? It's like you pick it up and you hold it, right?
Yeah, I mean
that's the way to really build muscle, right?
It's also your tendons. Your tendons, you need to build those up too, and stuff like that. So, but ideally, you do want to like slow, like let's say we're doing curls. You want to bring it up slowly, maybe even hold it for like 2 seconds and then bring it down slow. You want slow movements rather than jerking quick motions because that's how you hurt yourself.
Yeah,
I hurt myself at work lifting a box the wrong way, so that was my fault. But yeah, so
they need to have more OSHA training, apparently.
No, I was just an idiot. They just need Jason to not be stupid.
If you're like me, Jason, they have one like once a week. You're ready to go home, and they have this long OSHA meeting that lasts for an hour.
When I heard it, I was working out still at the time in my garage, and I have my curl bar at 70 pounds. This is before I heard it, and the box that I was picking up was 80. And I'm like, why curl 70? But the way I picked it up, rather than like pushing it, it was a big box. So the overall mass of it was more spread out. So it would have been smarter to pull it against my body and then use kind of like my arms and back and like, shoulder backs to lift it and my legs rather than just my arms. And I just tried picking it up like a regular curl. And that's when I just ripped my rotator cuff.
Damn.
So, yeah. And then I started working out again like a month or 2 months, 2 or 3 months after that. And I hurt my other rotator cuff, but I'm not gonna. I was working out at home. I was an idiot.
So did you immediately go? I need to go to the doctor or go home.
I knew I should have. It was towards the end of the shift. It was like the last thing that I did, so I didn't have to worry about shipping anything else out that night. I knew I hurt it severely. Like I tried picking like something that was like 2.5 pounds. I tried picking it up, and I could barely lift the thing. I went home, like put heat on it, which I guess I should have iced it instead. But I went to work the next day, and they almost made me convince me, like they couldn't force me, obviously, but they're like, you need to sign out a work, an injury report, and you should. They're saying you should go to the urgent care. You shouldn't be. I was gonna try to work. Dude. I I try to work almost no matter what because I don't like to let the team down. I just don't. It's the same with comics. I try to get my stuff done because I want to get the book out for the fans and people backed it. I don't like being late. Frog G will be late. We all know this though, but still, I like to work. Dude, I even had Inkspots put out a tweet. I'll tell you about it. But I even had shingles on my leg and on the bottom of my foot. On the bottom of my foot. So I was in excruciating pain just walking, and I tried to work. I was trying to work, and the boss told me, he's like, "Dude, get out of here." He's like, "Leave." So I'm a person who believes in that. You should go to work. You should work, unless you're vomiting sick. Go to work.
Like, the big box that you tried to move, did you get it moved?
Oh yeah, I got it moved. I still, because I picked it up and I hurt my shoulder and it's severely hurt, but I put it onto the flatbed that has wheels. I put it on top of that, and the UPS guys took it out, which that's their job. That's their job. Their job.
Oh, you got it done. Even
I got it done. I got my job done.
Wrecked your shoulder.
Yeah, I just lifted it wrong. But no, Frog G, because Inkspots, he's been so busy at work, and it's been I mean, come on, the dude broke his neck. He was losing his vision at one point too. He was in the hospital. I had all these other issues going on, like I said, the shingles, all this other crap, and so I couldn't draw. I had the shoulder injury. I couldn't draw at all because that's my drawing arm. For like a couple months, I couldn't do anything. But I finished my pages on a deadline when I set for myself. But Ink has been so far behind just because his business, his work life, that comes first. And, we don't want him to not go to work and not pay bills and be out of a house.
I guess, I mean, I back Frog G, modestly compared to your other couple campaigns, but that's just been a financial thing.
Every backer's important, Rex, whether they back the beanie or they back the $500 tier. Every backer's important.
Well, I backed a book and a beanie, but
and I appreciate that. Yeah. But because Inkspots has to finish coloring the pages, and he got set really far behind because his business just got slammed.
Well, that was the same thing with Goblin Girl, right? Billy was kind of low, sort of slow on the coloring.
I'm not going to speak on Goblin Girl. It's not my book.
Right.
I don't want to say anything about that.
Right.
I'll just.
Well, I mean, but you give regular updates. I know. I mean, it just seems like when you're streaming, which you stream every week, at least some, on topic lists, if nothing else, and you give updates because I get the updates. It doesn't seem as long as like I'm not sitting there going, the
that's
book
the thing.
Is behind.
Our fulfillment month is this month. So that's when we set it out for fulfillment. So, and Ink is over halfway done coloring the book. So he hammers them out really quick at a high quality. So he's quick and good, which is in our favor. But on top of that, we also have to finish the supplemental. But everything else is done for it. So, we have to write it and letter it. But Ink's going to write and he's going to letter it while I'm inking the supplemental pages. So it'll go out real quick. So it might be a couple months late, maybe even January, just because of the shipping issues that happen with Christmas all the time. It's usually better to just ship after Christmas. So, but we'll see. Maybe it'll go out even next month. But we got to order.
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
We got to order the books too. So,
Christmas it seems like you're running the risk of getting a lot of packages lost in December.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, shipping rates go up because everybody's shipping stuff. So, so yeah. But
I totally agree, Fanta. Fanta says, I'm so excited to get Frog G. I don't mind waiting. Yeah, I mean, if I really want the project, I don't mind waiting.
I don't mind waiting either, but it'd be nice to have it in December for my birthday.
I hope we do get it to you in December for your birthday. That would be nice. That would be great. And like I said, he's hammering away. He's doing really well. If you were on Topic List or watched Topic List, you saw him work on a page and finish a page with the door knocker and stuff. Really cool looking stuff.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. So he's killing it. That's for sure. But that's why I'm working on this other book, the Absolute One Stormy Night. It's 24 pages, black and white, no words. But if Inkspots finishes, I even say it in the thing. I think I do. Maybe I don't. If Inkspots finishes Frog G before I finish drawing that book is put on the back burner because it's only a pre-launch. It can wait for 2 years. It doesn't matter. But that gets put on the back burner. I jump right back into Frog G. So that is the most important priority right now is the Frog. But in the meantime, I'm just sitting around, like, kind of, doing nothing. I mean, I'm drawing all the time. So I figured I might as well try. I've always wanted to do a silent comic. So why not give it a go? I had a concept in mind. I actually changed the ending of it while I was working on it. So you're going to want to back that, though, because it actually leads into more stuff with Absolute. So it'll be a fun book. But I've been doing a page a day on that almost. Like when I
Will
work on it, I
will it
finish a
have,
page.
besides Samurai Priest, reoccurring absolute characters?
You gotta
Any?
get back it to find out, Rex.
Well, I will.
All right. I would
And
say
you
you
say
gotta read it to find out. You can't read
You
it.
say it's how many pages?
It's 24. It's 24
Okay.
pages. I'm only gonna price it at maybe $5 to $7.
Yeah.
The shipping will be about like $5 to $8 US. So yeah, I'm trying to keep it as low cost as possible, and just to get it into as many hands as possible, because, like I said, it's a black and white book, 24 pages. I want to make it a comic book. I want to price it at a comic book price to see what kind of. And I'm a low end. I'm a slumlord. I'm a sewer guy. I'm the underground.
A
I
bottom
won't. I'm
feeder?
not. Well, here's the thing. No, I'm saying I'm not high on the totem pole, so I'm not going to get 4,000 backers.
Right.
But it's an experiment for me to see how well I can do with a simple priced book that is a regular comic book price. That's at a better quality. I'm not going to make a killing. I already know that going in, if I make any money at all. But I just want to see what'll happen if it gets
Sort of
funded.
testing the waters.
I'm testing the
at a
waters. And the
different
other thing
price
is, even if I don't get it funded,
point. Mhm.
it's cost affordable in a way. I mean, I'd be hurting for the month to do it, but I could print it a low print run myself and have it at shows or something like that.
Are you
So
thinking about going to Indiegogo with it? I guess so.
it's on
You
Indiegogo. I have the
got
pre-launch.
the sign up for it,
Mhm.
yeah.
I don't. I mean, Ink and I want to do our own website, and like we have the domain name. He's just so busy. He's the one that's going to build it. Obviously, the
Yeah.
vision reason. So he just hasn't had a chance to dive into it. Otherwise, it would have been on like probably the first book on the platform. But it'll be available there. But yeah, we want to do our own website eventually, and maybe not crowdfund as much as just pre-order. Since, especially like, yeah, Frog G is going to be late. And hopefully, it won't be late next time. But people know they're going to get the book. I fulfill. Everybody knows I fulfilled Absolute 1 and 2.
Right.
So everybody knows they're going to get the product if I'm involved with it. So if we have a pre-order system set up on our website where you can pre-order the book and it'll just come out in a year, you're going to get it. Like, it's the same system as doing a crowdfunder. That's a pre-ordering system theoretically. Like Inkspots and I, we have full-time jobs, so we don't have to worry about, like, we need the money to pay the bills. We have the money to pay the bills. We need the money, and we even have the money to print the comics in the long run. Like, we shouldn't have to use our own money in all reality. That's why you pre-order the book. That's going to pay for the printing and the shipping and stuff like that. So it's you're investing you're pretty much buying it ahead of time is all that it is, and it's printing the book. So yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. But as of right now, Indiegogo, I know it's simple. I don't want to have to learn something new. It's
Will there be a
laziness, Rex.
trailer? Phantom wants to know if there's a trailer or going to be a trailer to new Absolute book. She says new Absolute book, so I assume she's
and it
talking
is. That's what it is. But
Yeah.
I might put something together. There's not going to be an animated trailer. Let's put it that way. That's crazy expensive. That'll probably cost more than my funding goal. So this has got to be as low cost as possible. So
Well, it depends. You've seen my trailer. Pedro put together that fairly,
yeah,
from
but
the
you still had to pay Pedro though. You still had to pay
Yeah, I
some
did.
kind of money.
Yeah.
I don't even have to pay Shay for this. There's no editor that's needed. So this is all in house by just me. So I mean, I could do a trailer. So there might be a trailer. I have an idea for one. It's easy. Just show some artwork, thunderclaps. Good to go. The only reason why I say maybe is because people really don't care. Not too many people care about trailers. In all reality, they don't.
No.
Like, nobody's really been like, I don't think I'm going to back that book. Then they see the trailer and then they're like, oh, I want that book. You know what I mean? It doesn't really. The book sells the book. The trailer is just something to kind of help people, I guess, see what it's more about. But if it's just flashing images, it's the same as going to the campaign page and scrolling down. So yeah. I don't know. I might do a trailer, like a short, like 15-second one. I don't know. But yeah.
Now, are you able to you put together, you're able to sit down to a computer and actually put something together, right? Yourself,
Yeah.
a trailer.
Oh yeah. Without I do my videos. I do my
Okay.
blind guy draws videos.
Well, yeah,
I
you do
edit
the
those.
time lapse drawings and things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did Absolute 1 and 2. I did those trailers. Except for the music, obviously, I did those trailers. So I'm competent in audio and video editing. I wouldn't hire me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I wouldn't
Ice
have to be
Queen,
like,
are you there? Or are you just muted?
I am here. Sorry, I've had a few things I had to just deal with quickly.
What
I'm still
what
here
do you
listening.
what do you think of? Do you think a trailer is essential to a campaign?
I don't think it's essential to a campaign, but I do think that it definitely enhances it. It's the first thing I look for, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there are plenty of people who do enjoy them, so that's why it doesn't hurt to have one. You know
yeah,
what I
I
mean?
think
But I don't. But have you ever seen it where it's like, oh, there's no trailer, I'm not backing? You know what I mean?
I've never seen that. No,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly. That's what I mean. It's nice. It's not essential, but I don't know. I think it's what sticks in my head. If I've watched a trailer, whether the music or the images, it tends to stick in my head more than just looking at the pictures and the texts. But like I said, it's definitely not essential. I've backed books without,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
with no prejudice one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not prejudiced.
Have you
Come
backed
on.
any campaigns that have actually had a fulfillment, like with Critical Blast or someone like that, that actually gives you a price point that might be a little better for you, you being over there in England?
Um, I yeah, it's really difficult because when I back a book, um, the shipping is generally twice the price of the book, which is kind of depressing because you think, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a really great price, and then you get all the way through to shipping, and it's suddenly doubled. So I do back a lot of digital. I prefer to have a hard copy in my hand, but then again, I also don't open the comics anyway because I don't want to touch them. So I like a digital,
What?
and I know, I'm sorry, but like they come in this pristine packaging, and I want to get my greasy, dirty cooking fingers all
Wash
over.
your hands. Wash your hands.
Wear some latex gloves.
Yeah, no, I do. I will put gloves on, but I'm also really particular about books as well, so I don't like to bend the spines or anything. So yeah,
Yeah.
I like digital as well.
Did you at least look at my ash can?
Yes, Rex, I have opened and looked at your ash cans.
Okay, well, you didn't mind getting your greasy hands on that.
I have looked at all of them. It's just the trauma I go through to do it, and then they have to be packaged neatly back exactly as they were.
I do get it. You're paying a high, like, let alone you're paying, let's say it's a regular CG book. You're paying the $25 plus you're paying double the shipping. So you kind of want to keep it as best condition as possible. So I get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like this is a $4 comic that'll never increase in value and you could just bend it and twist it and have fun with it and read it and distort it.
Yeah.
Like, these are premium. It's a premium product, and you're paying extra premium on top of it because you live outside of the U.S. where most of them are made. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
I mean, I have a nice shelf full of comics that I have backed, and I've got quite a few hopefully coming in the next year as well. So
and is that a source of kind of pride for, I mean, to look
it
at that
is. They are actually my pride of place, just now, because a lot of the people I back are people not that I necessarily know well, because it's people that I've seen on internet, but they are people that I feel some kind of attachment to as well. Not everything I back is.
Well, now, I know you like Dean James and the Embrace. Now, are you keeping up with that? When is that going to come out? Embrace?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't really know much about that.
I haven't heard anything recently. That's why I was asking.
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's Odin's our Ogden's thing also. So it's kind of up to them as a team, I guess. But I know I have a trading card in there. Ink Spots and we did an image for them, so that'll be a trading card. So you might want to back it when it comes out. Get that trading card. So, but but yeah, no. One thing I was also thinking of with this one anyway is if I get sufficient backers, that is, or even if I don't, tossing Hockey some money and actually printing the Australia backers, printing them in Australia, and like he get a printer over there, print them in Australia. That way, Hockey has some there. He could even go to cons or whatever. Once he gets his book out, he'll go to cons and he can also sell mine. I can get him a cut of it, something like that. Just as another little experiment. It's a low cost book, so I think it's fun to experiment with a low cost book just to see what will transpire. Because like Hockey had mentioned to us before, is trying that out. He wanted to try it out. Maybe like that way it'll save on shipping to Australia. Like if Hockey's printing them and I just give him money to ship them out too, it'll save so much money. Think about how much money you could save on a campaign if we could have somebody that's printing them and shipping them and fulfilling them in
Would
that
that
country.
still be considered a first print? I guess it would. I mean,
It
you're
is.
printing it in 2 different locations, though. That's
It's no
pretty wild.
different. Let's put it this way: if like they're printing the run and they have to stop the machine to like change screens or do something, they're stopping the machine and they're starting again to print more. Is that a second printing of that? No, it's still the
Yeah.
first run. It's the first go out. It's the first
Yeah,
printing
just
of
at
those
different
books.
printers.
Just a different printer.
Different
It's the same
continents.
print, right? It's the same
Wow.
same cover, same everything. It's the same
Yeah.
print.
Yeah.
It's just from a different company. Now, if I were to be like, oh, I sold out. If I were to go to the printers again, then it's a second print, no matter
Right.
where I'm printing it. So
Now, how do you even determine a print run on print on demand?
I don't know. I don't do print on demand.
Yeah, but a lot of people do.
You'd have to ask them though. I can't speak on
Right.
what I can't speak on something I don't know about.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to Google it like anybody else, maybe. As far
I
as
just
print on
thought you might
demand,
have
though,
some thoughts on that.
well, I would think with print on demand, it's print on demand. So if people order 10 of them, you print 10. Like like if you go through Amazon, they have it all. Amazon prints and fulfills it. You don't do anything. So hence print on demand. They just get you a cut of the money and they get their cut. So that's why they're packaged. They're not packaged in no Gemini. You're not if you get a print on demand comic on Amazon, you ain't getting no Gemini mailer. You're just not. You're not, because I have no, like if I were to do a print on demand on Amazon, I have no say on how they ship it, what they use, or what. You're gonna get a comic book. That's what you get. That's what you order. You print it on demand. That's the reason why CG or indie comics crowdfunders. What is it? Metal Age? Is that what age we're in now? Or Iron Age. There's a reason why all these books are more expensive, is because they're a premium quality. You're getting a big bang for your buck. You're getting, Gemini mailers that you can't even, you have to karate knee those things. You have to be Bruce Lee to break one. So you're getting a better customer service is what you're getting.
I put your metal card finally in a
Hey!
top loader.
Look at that.
Look at
Pretty
that.
dope. Yeah,
Signed
thanks,
on the
Rex.
back. What led you to do metal cards? Yours was the first metal card I'd ever seen.
Oh, I've seen them before.
Yeah.
No,
I had-
what happened was with that, I actually had lined up. He's a fantastic artist and a great guy. His name is Maxworks. On Twitter, he's Maxworks. He early CG days when I first got in, I was hanging out with this cat. He lives in Germany. Phenomenal talent, nice guy, awesome dude. And he was doing a painting of Samurai Priest, and I was like, dude, yeah, that I want that to be my trading card for the secret backers. The secret
And
players.
that's the artwork here?
No, I'm not done.
No,
See,
okay.
don't interrupt people, Rex. It's
All
rude.
right, sorry.
No, so we were going along. He was painting it. Things were looking good. It's getting closer and closer to me going into print. And I'm like, Max, what's going on? And eventually he kind of almost just disappeared. And so I obviously had to do something. So Shelby was just doing the Samurai Priest one day. And he's like, what's another character from it? He was sick. And he just wanted to get back into the swing of drawing. And so he drew the Samurai Priest and then the Colonel there. And he drew that, and he wanted to incorporate a little bit of my style. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. I'm like, you know what? He said you can use it for whatever you want. And I was like, perfect, because I don't have the Maxworks card because he kind of vanished. And so I was going to be like, you know what, I'm going to upgrade it to metal because Phoenix Animation, he does the metal prints, the metal trading cards, and all that other stuff. Really cool guy. And I hit him up. He printed them up pretty quick for me. I watercolored it actually, so that's a collaboration. That one is
Mhm.
of Shelby. I did a high res print,
I like
and
the
then
colors on it.
I did watercolor over it with a little bit of acrylic paint too.
Yeah.
So I have the originals. I have the watercolor and the original ink version. Those are mine. I'm never selling those. But yeah, and then I finally got a hold of Max, and he just life happens, man. He got a new job. He's got a family that he's had a family. I knew about his family, but he's got a job. He's trying to support his family. He's doing all this other stuff, and he was deeply apologetic. I'm an understanding guy. I get it. These things happen. Your personal life is way more important than my little card. It is. I can find another way around, and backers will understand. I did an upgrade because it was just going to be a regular trading card at first. I did the upgrade to the metal, and I even posted an update on the campaign saying,
Mhm.
Max was unable to do it. You guys are going to get a Shelby Robertson metal card. So that's the way that came about, was by accident. Max just couldn't do it. And like I said, Max is a great guy. I got in touch with him a few times after that, but I kind of haven't heard from him since. I'm assuming he's still doing well at his new job. But he was on the Red Valkyrie auction actually for first few couple times. Really, really cool guy. Nice dude. And yeah, so just life happens. So that's what led to the metal trading card actually. It was not even supposed to be, and it just happened. So it's very limited. I think I only did 50 of them. 50
Yeah.
or 100, I can't remember. I think I only did 50. And
That
then I
sounds
wanted
like your first trading card because you did a very limited one of Red Valkyrie of Shay, right? About
Yep,
50.
I did the foil card for Red Valkyrie.
Yeah.
And then I also did the foil card for Cyborg Valkyrie on the second
Right.
campaign.
Yeah.
But yeah, the probably I don't know. I mean that metal trading card actually has the lowest, no, the second lowest print run. The first trading card from the first campaign on the signups is the lowest print run trading card of the old man, and it had his real name on the back. Bye, Ice Queen.
Uh-oh.
Caroline left.
Yeah.
But no, if you signed up on the first campaign, Absolute Book One, and you got the old man trading card with his real name on the back of it, because his name isn't mentioned throughout the whole series, that's the first trading card that has the lowest print run out of my whole trading cards.
I can't
So
remember if I got that or not.
I don't know.
You
I
know,
don't know if
but,
you were around, Rex.
yeah. Well,
I
I
don't
might
know.
have been around, but I don't know that I was
I
doing
well, I don't know if you were
content.
backing it, like you were backing as heavy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, now I backed Absolute One
Oh, you
multiple
probably
times.
backed it, but you probably missed out on the sign up.
Yeah, I might have missed out on the
You might
sign
have.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, I think I have a couple of those left, maybe, or maybe I burned them. I think I might have burned them.
do you generally try and do like 6 month signups, or how important is the sign up? I mean, to you?
The sign up's really important, actually, and I think because I tried doing the absolute trade and it didn't fund, and I think if I had actually done a sign up, did she have to dip out? What does that say?
Yeah, she says, "Sorry guys, I didn't want to interrupt. I had to bounce. I'm
Oh, well, that's
needed
very polite.
somewhere. I'll be listening."
Oh, well, thanks, Caroline.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
thanks for
Very
coming
nice.
on.
She's a nice lady.
Yeah, she's
Um,
always a joy.
yeah, she's a sweetie. I've seen her streams. She has good streams.
Oh yeah, you
Uh,
should see her draw. Her
yeah,
draw
I didn't know
stream.
she drew, dude. I had no idea. That's
Yeah,
really awesome. I like hanging out with artists.
yeah, she's pretty awesome. I'm trying to
Yeah,
get her to do some fan art for me,
yeah, why not?
or something.
But no, I think the absolute trade would have probably done a lot better if I had a sign up. I just launched it. I was like, hey, I'm going to launch it in a week, and then I launched it,
Yeah,
which was another experiment though, because it's not a lose-lose situation. I still have the cover. I still have all the files. I could just do it another time. But
well, in your opinion, what is something you should never do
Ninja
for a
launch.
campaign?
You should never ninja launch it unless you're Kenneth Rocafort.
Yeah,
Never ninja launch it. I didn't like. I did, but I didn't ninja launch the trade. Like I did announce that I was doing it on Twitter, but not everybody follows me on Twitter, and it doesn't generate as much hype because I only did it like a week or two before. Even though I talked about it for the longest time, but still, not everybody's listening. So, yeah, but I think a ninja launch is probably one of the worst things you could do. and overpricing. But yeah, the sign up's really important, and the 6 months it helps if you, especially if it's your first IP. Yeah, but maybe if you like, I know who has a Pedro and Ginge. I think it's Ginge doing it with him for waifus and kaijus. They have a 200 person sign up. Once they hit 200, they're gonna launch the campaign.
Huh.
That's not bad either.
Wow.
So, but
That's a
it's smart.
bunch.
That's a bunch. It's a lot, but people know Pedro and people know Ginge, so
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
like they're not known. And Pedro did Tropical Magic, so he has product out there.
Mhm.
So and he's around in the YouTube spheres and everything
And
like
done
that. He's
several
everywhere. So
trailers for others. I don't know if people know
exactly, exactly. So, but that's actually not too bad of an idea either to be like, okay, well, I want, because you could say maybe 10% of your signups are going to back, just a rough roundabout. Even if it's 20%, you know what I mean? Whatever,
that.
but say 10 to be, kind of fair and even. So if he gets 200 signups, that's 20 backers. That's not bad. You know what I mean? So it's
I've
not a
never
bad
asked
idea.
you. I've never asked you this, Jason. But were you happy with your ash can that you
Yeah,
got from me?
yeah,
Yeah. You think the quality was good?
yeah.
Yeah.
Rex, look at it this way: most ash cans are just a cardstock paper with Xerox paper inside it. Like that's generally what ash cans were. They were just
Hmm.
like a thicker cardstock, and people
Yeah.
stapled them at home. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I was really happy with it. You did a good job, man.
Yeah. Or there's something like some of the stuff that you got from Wizard, or here's a couple examples. I mean, they were
Or
real thin
Heroes.
stuff.
I got a couple from Hero Illustrated. Yeah,
Yeah, Hero and Fan and
yeah.
even Combo. You remember Combo, which were
I don't remember
trading cards and
Combo.
comics. That's Wizards,
Which
Lady
one is that?
Rawhide, and
Oh,
those
Lady
are
Rawhide.
real
Oh yeah,
thin.
yeah, yeah. Those are real
Yeah,
thin. I have
and then
a Batman
here's a
Grendel one from Heroes.
Metal Militia.
I don't have Metal Militia. I got a couple Pit ones. Those weren't from
Entity
any.
Comics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got a few ash cans. That I got. Who was Jay Lee did the cover for it? I can't remember, but it was one of the Xenoscope titles. Oh,
oh,
yeah. Put me back. Thank you. I don't like that one. It scares me, Rex. I know everybody else wants to see my beautiful face that big, but we don't. We want, we want people to stay in their seats, not to slide out. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, but no, having a sign up's really important, and I kind of messed up with the trade. So this one's going to be in sign up, and it might stay in sign up for a long time, or they, take it down. They take it down. But if I finish it, I can launch it at any point in time at that point. Then, because I'll have it done. I could even launch it now, in theory, and finish 15. Well, it's not even 15 pages. Finish 9 pages, no problem. I mean, that'll take me 9 days. With the way I'm drawing this, because I'm drawing it real gritty, real loose. It's really, it's like Sin City ish, like Frank Miller ish, that type of style, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like it's really gritty. Like I'm not even using a ruler for most of the buildings. Here and there I will, but I will use a ruler for the panels sometimes. But yeah, it's just all out, just fun. I'm having a good time with it. I mean, I have a good time with Frog G, but Frog G is more tactical and more clean. This
Yeah.
one's a lot messier and a lot just more me having just throwing ink at paper. I can't. I mean, I've gone through so many ink bottles. It's ridiculous. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, it'll be a good story. I hope, and it will have some further implications for Absolute. So you're gonna want to.
While we've been talking, Jason, I got to say this, because I know you're, and I know beanies are expensive. And we talked about I didn't even get the UE, the Unhinged Entertainment
Yeah,
reference. You had to tell me that. I didn't even
yeah.
get it. Didn't even think about it. But
Little Easter eggs and
you could
things.
do
Yeah.
a patch that you could go ahead and sew that just says
That's what the
UE.
Frog G beanie is.
Yeah. Right. You did do the same thing. You made the patch and then had them sewn on the beanies.
Right. Well, that's
Yeah.
mainly also because the design was it wasn't you couldn't feasibly do it
Mhm.
in a stitching. You just couldn't. It was too detailed.
Mhm.
Even at a lower like vector, it cleaned up a little bit. Bar was so kind as to clean it up, and even then, they just couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. So the only thing they could have done was do the frog. They could have just done. They're like, we can embroider the frog. Like, thanks. Like people get a beanie that says frog on it, but no. So we had to do the patch route, but it was way too expensive. And yeah, I could do a beanie or a patch that says UE and just hand out the patch. People do whatever they want with it, but at that point,
Yeah.
it's just a patch.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I definitely like that
I
to
can't
put
say
on a beanie.
I can't say no. I mean, maybe one day in the future, anything is possible, but I don't have any plans for that, Rex. It's not in. I know you really
Well,
want it. You really
mean,
like
I just thought that, like you wouldn't get a beanie. I don't know why I didn't think just do the patch. It's unhinged entertainment. It is your IP, your brand. So,
well, I have Unhinged Entertainment patches out there. The one is that the way you. I think you got the one. It's way too big for a beanie, but
yeah.
So I don't think I didn't do one in book 2. They're expensive. They were
Oh
expensive.
yeah, and you did one of the largest for the first one. You
I
that
didn't
big
know,
oval.
dude.
That
Had
thing
no
was
idea.
huge.
I didn't know any better. I thought I was like, oh, that's a decent. That's what people do. That's the size they do. And apparently, no, it's not the size they do. So
yeah,
I didn't know. But you live and learn, and everybody enjoyed them. I don't know what they used them for or what, but I mean, the only thing you can put it on is like a coat or a jacket. You can't put it on anything else. But
yeah. Well, I'm glad I backed Absolute 1 and 2. I mean, it's a fun comic. It's a fun read.
Thanks, man.
I'm glad that you're continuing on with this 24 pager. That's
well,
it's gonna be a short read because there's no dialogue or captions.
But I want you to look at the pretty pictures. I mean, that's what I do, and it'll tell a story. It's still going to tell a story. Absolutely. But I mean, even in the sign up, it says it's the samurai priest is on a mission of mystery or something like that. So I don't want to because I can't say too much about it because I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, this is just what.
I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but how did you come up with Absolute Entertainment? I mean,
Unhinged Entertainment.
That's what I'm going to call, or Unhinged rather. Yeah, that you're going to call you call your company.
It was in the 90s. My brother was thinking of an idea because he was like kind of submitting artwork and stuff like that to companies, and also he was maybe going to do an animated thing and stuff like that. So he was maybe he knew somebody, or my mom knew somebody that did animation. And he's like, well, if I'm going to do all this stuff, I kind of want a company. And that was back in the day where you can mail yourself like a letter saying I own the rights to Unhinged Entertainment and like it's legal. So, but he wanted a name for it, and we were brainstorming. This is like I said, mid to early 90s, and I think it was mid 90s. So I'm like 13, 14, maybe 15. And I was just trying to think of like crazy, wacky stuff, like insane, and I'm like, I just went to a thesaurus in a book because we didn't have Google at the time, but and I looked up the dictionary in the thesaurus, and I saw unhinged as a synonymous with crazy or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool name. So I'm like, since he was going to do animation, comics, and all stuff, I'm like, rather he wasn't going to do just one thing, so it was entertainment then. It was just all out entertainment. So that's where it came about. Was him and I were brainstorming, and it just came to be Unhinged Entertainment. So it's actually been a name since the 90s, but I recently made it a LLC, 3 or 4 years ago. So
right.
So yeah. So that's how it came about.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but I was going to say, I do have obviously more plans for Absolute, the series itself. Like I have a story that's going to involve the samurai priest and the little girl. So that's going to be like a 48 pager. That'll be with words. That'll have words. So yeah, that one will be like one where I have like artists draw cards and stuff like that. This one that's coming out, it's going to be the comic. Unless you sign up on the pre-launch, you back it, then you'll get a trading card too. But aside from that, there's no stretch goal. Maybe we'll see. But as far as that, like, there's just the comic. There's no extra and original pages.
I know you used like Kreger, and he did a cover for Unhinged 2 for the secret tier perk. Is there any? This is an unfair question, but is there any artist out there that you'd like to, kind of employ if you could?
If I could,
Well, within reason. I mean, we'd
Well,
all
right
like.
within like the CG sphere that are
Well, we'd all like to have
that
an
are
Aaron
obtainable.
Lopresti
Right,
cover.
right, but I'm saying like that are obtainable. Like, not to say
Yeah.
Aaron Lopresti isn't obtainable. I'm sure if I asked him to throw him like $5,000, he'd say yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not opposed to it. But
You could probably get
dude,
most people for $5,000.
I don't have I have yet to have a Shelby Robertson cover. I have the trading card. I don't have
And
a
I
Shelby
know
Robertson
you're a
cover.
big fan because you can
Dude,
try and
Shelby's
collect
great.
everything he's ever done.
Well, Shelby's great, dude. Yeah, I picked up quite a lot of his back issue stuff and everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if he has like some weird thing, I try to buy what I can of Shelby's stuff. He's really good. He's one of the. There's Hockey's underrated. Luke's underrated. Plagle is way underrated. Shelby is underrated. I mean, and he kind of is, but isn't. You know what I mean? Like he's not. He's everybody in the underground in this little sewer realm that we have. We all love him, but for some reason the big guys, like I know Shane has tapped him a couple times to do stuff, but generally the big guys kind of just don't really ask him for much, and he's one of the best ones out there. And I don't get it. I just don't get it. But I would love to get a Shelby cover. That would be really cool. I already got an Irene cover, so that's in the bag. I got a Plague cover. That's in the bag. I got a bar cover. That's in the
He's
bag.
supposed to be doing one for my prequel. Now, whether it happens, I don't know.
If you send him reference and money, I don't see why he
I've
wouldn't.
sent him reference. I haven't sent any money, but he hasn't told me what he wants. So that kind of makes it difficult.
Did you DM
Of course, I
him
haven't
and ask
asked
him?
No,
You gotta actually communicate with these people, and
I guess,
you can't just assume they're gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Are you sure you send him the references?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Sometimes people forget things, but
Yeah.
no, Shelby would be one definitely. That is obtainable. Frege, I would love to have a Frege cover. That would be really cool. I did get a Frege trading card from an Absolute One, which blew my mind. I would love to have a Dan Frege cover. For this campaign, I'm toying with the idea of doing a variant. I'll see how well it goes. Because I have an idea for a variant cover.
Hey, KSSS.
Oh, happy birthday, KSSS.
He says Unhinged is not just a talented artist; he's my dentist as well. That's why he wears the glove.
We're everywhere.
At least he didn't say proctologist.
No, I don't wear a glove for that.
And happy birthday to Fanta today, and you too, KSSS. Every day is happy. Yeah, see there, he says happy birthday, Rex. Now, my actual birthday will be on November 2nd, so keep those presents coming. Not that I've received anything yet, but or expect to, but
Nobody, one person in Comicsgate knows my birthday. That's it. And nobody else knows my birthday. They know my birth month, but they don't know the day. My birthday's even fallen on a topic list. No one knew.
Okay. Well,
I'm not one to make a big deal out of it. Is why I don't really care. Like I'm not one to be like, oh, it's my birthday. Like,
right.
I'm not 16. You know what I mean? I'm not 21. I'm 44 right now. So it's like, one step closer to death. You know how that is, Rex.
Or yeah.
In your case, a little closer.
Possibly.
Oh, possibly you're not older than me.
Yeah. Well, it's possibly about the death thing. You never know. You
do never know. I could be, a truck could fly through my room right now and just murder.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've seen those movies, that Destination movies.
Final Destination.
Yeah, Final Destination. Yeah,
Terrible.
They die in all kinds of ways.
Speaking of Shelby, where is he? He should be in here.
Yeah, you would think that he would be up at this time. Usually he is.
You would think. I think next week, or the week after, I know his family is going away to get away from him or something, so he's going to have the house to himself, I think.
Ooh, that's when he's real dangerous.
That's when he gets a lot of art done.
Yeah. He needs to.
Well, it's like me. I've been sitting at home especially after the sling came off. Just doing nothing. So get a lot of art done when you're just not really doing anything. You don't have to worry about doing anything. So,
do you prefer a lot of CG projects? Of course, now with the CG projects, I don't know why, but people are like, maybe they're trying to upstage, or maybe that's just the story they want to tell. But they're like 80 pager, 100 pager, death, over 300 pages. They just go big, big, big. And they go square bound. But now you do staple books. I do staple books. I like staple books. I
Well,
like how they open up and you can just,
there's
uh,
pros and cons to each.
yeah, I like both of them, but with the glued books, you do have to be a little bit more, unless
You have to
you're
be more
one of those that,
careful. Not you don't get
yeah,
you have to like really open it insanely wide to get some of the wordings and the the art, see the art and stuff like that. Uh,
yeah,
if they're too if they're like 300 pages, I mean, I really I don't want to put them in a long box. Like I don't have shelves. I don't have shelves. I just don't. I mean, there's shelves out in the living room and stuff, but I don't live by myself. I live with my mom. Those are her shelves.
yeah,
I don't have shelves. I have long boxes. So yes, you can fit 48 pages. You can fit a 100 pager maybe. It won't be bagged, but you can fit 48 pages. Those are fine, square bound. But you can also staple them. I like them stapled because I can put them in a long box. That's it. There's plenty of people that like them saddle or perfect bound because they could put them on a shelf, and I get that too. But like I said, there's a staple book. You could open it all the way and look at all the stuff. And when it even comes to printing, you don't have to worry about how to align it right or to get the binding perfect. And it's a lot easier if you're doing staple. You just do it. I mean, you still got to
yeah.
pay attention to the interiors a little bit, but you're not as restrained as what you are with a perfect bound. And as far as the 80 page, 100 page, I mean, we have bookmarks. Like there's a reason why there's the bookmarks versus stickers and all that stuff. So that's good. I'm somebody who when I was reading, I prefer to read it all in one go. Like even if I was
Yeah.
behind on a run and I picked up like 3 issues at the shop, I would read all 3 issues right there.
So you binge read.
I would binge read if I if I had to. I don't
Yeah.
like to just leave it hanging for the next day. So like even now, I mean, even my eyes being as bad as they are, I want to finish that 48 pager. It's going to take me hours to do it, but I don't really want to wait till the next day. I mean, if I start reading at 2 in the morning, obviously I'd have to, but I don't want to have to wait. I don't like doing it. Some people don't mind. They have the bookmarks. They know where to lead off. The books are usually chaptered, so you could just put your bookmark in that chapter. You're good to go. They are broken up like issues in a way, so it's fine. It gets the whole story out there. If you do a 100 pager, a 300 pager, the whole story is then out there. You don't have to worry about, oh, I got to wait a year for the next book. So, or 6 months or however long the campaigns take. So there's plenty of pros and cons, to each one, especially with the crowdfunding thing. The more page, since we're not bound by traditional comic standards, more pages is better because you can get the whole book in one sitting. So people don't need to wait that extra time for a book too. It's just like I said, it depends on personal preferences at some points, but like I do like mini series and stuff like that. I enjoy collecting the collecting part of it. I like collecting. It's fun.
Do
I'm a
you
hoarder.
get trade paperbacks?
If it's an expensive run that I just can't afford, is really hard to seek out, or like I got the trade of Hush. I have a few issues of it, but I don't have all of them. And I could go on, and this is the other thing. I prefer to get my books at my LCSs. I have two. I prefer to get them there, so they don't always have them. Like they don't always have every single issue of Hush. They don't always have every single issue of Watchmen or
Right.
something like that. I can go on Amazon at any point in time and get all the full run of any of these things, but it's going to cost me $200 to $300 or something like that. I don't have that all in one sitting usually. So yeah, I get trades. It depends if I really want it. I like Jim Lee. I wanted the Hush collection to flip through it and look at it, and that way I don't have to worry about ruining a book. I could just ruin a trade paper. That's fine. I'll do that all day.
What's your holy grail in your collection?
I mean,
You
I
got
have a
some
lot of.
sweet Wolverines not too long ago. That limited series
I
Wolverine.
got the limited series. Those are now signed by Chris Claremont.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I got to get them signed by
Sweet.
Frank Miller now. But I mean, like I have books that have severe sentimental value to me that like either I didn't even buy them or I bought them decades ago and they're ripped up or they're destroyed or I had to buy another copy of it even though it's not like what Thor was it 387 367 first Beta Ray Bill. That's one of my favorites. I love it. That was now signed by
Okay.
Walt,
Walt
which
Simonson. Yeah.
yeah, he signed it. So I mean, I got to get it CBCS and and I'm never selling it. But
Right.
I love that book. It just but even I don't know, like Thor 411. That was my first comic ever, and I mean it's kind of an expensive book. The New Warriors were introduced in that book, but
Oh
it's a
yeah,
Thor
yeah, yeah.
it's a Thor book. It's like kind of a nothing burger. It's a fight with a juggernaut. It's really cool. Cover's
It's
awesome.
Ron Friend's artwork.
Ron Friend's artwork. I love Ron Friend's stuff because of Thor.
Yeah.
So that's a treasured one because it was my first comic. Now I don't think I own my first comic anymore. I don't know if it just got lost or something, or I had to
Do you know what it
get.
was?
It was Thor 411. I rebought
Oh,
it,
okay.
but I
Yeah.
don't know if I own the actual physical copy.
Right.
But that's probably like sentimentally my most. I have the Dark Phoenix run. That's signed by Chris Claremont now. I love the Dark Knight. I have those finally. I just got. I've been collecting books I've always wanted, so they don't have as much sentimental value to me though because I'm kind of buying them now as we're supposed to
Yeah.
having them for decades. So
How about
like
the Mike Zack Punisher limited edition?
I have
I
that.
mean, yeah,
I have that. You know, that's dope. That's really good. It's not in the best condition, but I mean I have it.
yeah.
Sin City books, I love them all. Like I don't
Mhm.
know. It's really hard to say what's my most like prized comic that I own. It's just tough. I would say Thor 411 just because that started it all. That really just it introduced me to comics. Like that's what started the bug.
Do you have Bronze Age stuff?
Mm,
70s
yeah, I got
books?
some 70s stuff.
Do you?
Yeah.
I just wondered what was your oldest comic?
Oh, my oldest comic. Probably like an old Batman. Um, like a Batman like 160 or 150 or something like that. Like
Hmm.
something like that. Uh, that probably might be my oldest comic. I
Is that like
think.
12 center?
Yeah, it's a 12. I think so. It's over there, but I
Silver
recently
Age?
picked it up. I recently picked it up, but I also, I got Silver Surfer #2 recently. Um, I got a whole. I mean, Spider Mans. I got a bunch of Spider Mans that go back to the 70s. So
Would Sam
back there.
Keith be the artist that you bring into CG if you could bring one artist in, or would it be someone else?
Sam Keith fits mainly not only because of his
Or
style, but
Simon Bisley or somebody like
Bisley's
that?
already here.
Yeah, he's already here. Yeah, I guess
But
he is.
Keith fits in a way because yeah, his style is different, so he doesn't fit mainstream all the time. He also fits because of his work ethic. It takes him a while to put out a book. So if he could do like a 48 pager, it's reasonable for him to do it in a year. Like because that's kind of what he does now is a 24 pager in 6 months. So Keith kinda yeah, and I mean I like him. I'm a little biased in that regard. Um, I don't know. I don't know who I would really bring over. Uh, I would love to see Finch over here. That'd be cool. But I mean, all
Well,
these
now
guys.
Finch did a couple covers for Jimmy Reyes, so doesn't
Yeah,
that kind of bring him in?
Finch isn't CG though. He's not CG.
Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of like Jay Lee, right? Doing that
Yeah,
for Ethan. Yeah,
yeah.
kind of work for
Uh,
hire.
yeah. They're just
Yeah.
work for hire. If they want to take a job, they'll take a job. They just don't care because they're untouchable in the industry. Like you
Hmm.
saw what happened with Jay Lee and
Yeah.
Tom King.
Hmm.
Like Tom King got brutalized because of going after Jay Lee. These are untouchables. So, they're people know them as good people and they're great artists. You can't really you can't tear them down. But I kind of just like seeing new people. I like seeing new people because you got these. Yeah, Finch would be great. Jay Lee staying over here and doing comics. That'd be fun. I'd love it. They'll be fine on their own though, and they can put books out on their own no matter which way. They don't really like kind of have they have that mentality anyway. They love the fans and you know it. Uh, and they're gonna be fine. I want to see new blood, and I like seeing the new blood that comes in and all that because that's the future. People like Noah and people like Art Jedi, all them. They're the future comics, so we need to nurture that blood and improve on it, teach them, and help them grow as artists and not just like in the CG indie scene, but hopefully get them on bigger eyes, like maybe Dark Horse or Image or even Marvel or DC. They can get over there. Why not? If they want to headhunt and if they feel like going over there, do it. Do some good. That's what we need is CG minded people, independent minded people, bringing their thoughts into the mainstream and bringing their ethic into the mainstream, and hopefully get good comics back into the hands of the fans again. That's what we
How
need.
important is it to get into the comic stores? Because I've bought a War Party recently, found it at my local comic book shop that I
Cryptid,
thought was great, that
yeah,
had a
cryptids.
exclusive wraparound cover just for the comic book shops. I bought Titan, uh, done by Gary Shipman at my local at another local comic book shop.
I have to find it in my hands because I backed his artist edition. So
I would probably just lose it if I saw Absolute or something like that
well, I mean, I
at the
had mine
local
in my
comic book shop.
LCS, but I just put them up there, and they let me. Um, it also like it's important. It is because this is a bubble. You know what I mean? Like this is a little bubble that we live in right here. This YouTube, X, Twitter, universe that we have. It's a bubble, and you gotta go expand outside that. So even if you only have like 3 or 4 comics in 4 shops, those are more eyes. Every little bit helps, but it also takes the LCS promoting them, be like, hey, check out this book. It's different. It's by an unknown. You might like it. And that helps too, because if you're just up there on the wall, you got a lot of competition, so your book had better stand out. And that's the thing. Absolute kind of stands out because it's black and white. That stark white cover with the black Absolute, you could see it a mile
Mhm.
away. But people may not like my style, so you never know. But something like War Party's fantastic. It's a great book. It's beautifully illustrated. It's a great book.
I'm totally
Cryptid.
honest with you. You know, yours is the type of stuff I don't know when it happened because I grew up reading Marvel and DC stuff, but once more independent stuff came out, especially during the Copper Age of comics, which is the 80s, and there was a big boom and there was a black and white explosion, and there were people like Don Chen getting into comics with his radioactive black belt hamsters. Of course, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think, really launched a lot of for some reason, just people came out of the woodwork during the 80s to make their comic for the very first time. They were even making little mini comics. It was a creative time just in comics, I thought. And uh you had Pacific Comics, you had Eclipse Comics, you had First Comics, you had just all these different publishers coming out of the woodwork, challenging for a piece of that pie that, Marvel and DC. And of course, they fought back, in their own way. And the direct market, I guess it was the direct market that opened the floodgates to all that, getting in the comic book shop. But ultimately, that destroyed the newsstand, which I think is one
Yeah,
of a death nail, you know.
yeah. You need the newsstand out there. Us getting in like indie comics, getting into like convenience stores never happened. But it helps to have the big two in the convenience stores because that introduces people into comics, and then they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I can buy more of these at a different location that has all comics. And then they go in there and then they're like, oh, look at all this, and they browse, and then they're like, oh, look at Shakan the Forever Man, who's that? And they pick it up like, oh, dude with a sword, that's really cool. So that they discover things that way. So having things out there in the grocery stores, in the convenience stores, it's very important. And when that went away, I mean, yes, you can blame technology a little bit with video games and stuff like that. Even TV, computers, online, you can blame that. But I mean, they still sell smut magazines in convenience stores. You know what I mean? Like it's an accessible thing, and you can get free porn online all day long. But they still have the magazines in the stores because it's more sales, it's more accessibility.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to a convenience store. Not everybody has it, internet access. And I mean, it's more common, but not everybody has it. But more people have access to convenience stores, drugstores, and you know, grocery stores than
There's
they do
still a
anything
market
else.
out there or they
There's
wouldn't
still a
make it.
market,
Yeah.
and I mean, I don't know, DC, Marvel, they just don't see a profitability or something. I mean, granted, they're not as high quality as what they used to be. There's still some. I don't like bashing the big two hard. I mean bash them, yeah, because there's a lot of crap, but they have some good stuff. They they have some good stuff.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of good people that are working in the mainstream. Um, you know, it still helps to put those books out there and into those stores. Another problem is the price point. It's like, okay, it's $5 for a comic, or I can buy like a pound of beef for $4.99. That feeds my family. I'm
Right.
gonna buy that. Like so
Yeah.
that like when it's like $1.50 for a comic, it's like, oh, that's a candy bar. Okay. So it's just gone. It's gotten a little too ridiculous, and that's why people are like, oh,
Well, if
twenty
it's
five
just a
dollars for a
price
CG
point,
book.
shouldn't the alternate comics be killing it?
Yes, but once again, they haven't been around for 60 years.
Yeah, but they've been around for 15.
Yeah, and they're not. I never heard of them until I got in here. I've been collecting comics
I
since I
didn't.
was
I had
10.
never heard of them either, Jason. To be
Right.
totally
Actually,
honest with
I've been for the past like 15 years. I've been back into collecting comics. I dipped out for a while, but I never heard of them. I never heard of
you.
them
Yeah.
up until I got into this. But that's probably because my store doesn't push it, or they don't even carry it. Maybe
Yeah.
like they're not
Yeah.
everywhere, sadly enough, and they also aren't pushing it. If they are, they're like what could be? It's a great selling point. You want this Batman comic? Oh, it's $6. Oh, have you heard of Alterna? What's Alterna? Oh, they got great, cool, fun stories, all different kinds. They're $1.25 a piece. Oh, let me try them out. Like, I mean, I can get 4 of those. Sweet, I mean, it's a little more than a Batman book, but it's still 4 comics. I'll take it. They're not as pushed as much. They're not as promoted in shops as much.
Yeah.
But that's one thing. So you also have a price point that's hurting. That's what I was getting to, is that
Oh,
people are like, oh, look at Comicsgate, they're 25 a piece. It's like, yeah, they're 48 pages for one. So yeah, if you're checking Batman books, that's 2 Batman books. So 48 pages, that's 2 Batman books, and that's $10 right there. You're getting better paper quality. You're getting better art quality and written quality. The stock's better. You get spot gloss. You're getting like you had Jimmy on. He even said you're getting a Lexus.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You're getting a better product. So and plus you have more people doing work on it, or less people even, and they're spending their whole time away from their families. So you got to charge for the work too, because I pay myself. So it's not like I have somebody paying me $200 a page.
Well, I know
So
it's presentation, but I mean, if something looks too slick, I mean, even like, the artist that really drew me in was George Perez on the Avengers, and that was his early stuff. That was a little bit cruder, even though he was never really that crude. But compared to his later, slicker, like third run on Avengers or whatever, third volume, he had kind of had a defined style, especially after Titans, and it was tighter, and I prefer his earlier stuff. I just do, for whatever reason. Maybe it was the stories, maybe, the characters, I don't know, but I just there's a slight difference in between his early stuff and his later, slicker stuff. But I mean, presentation for a campaign or for a book is important, but if it looks too slick, like too mainstream, I would prefer to go over to see some of the grungier stuff, the independent
yeah,
stuff. I just do. In fact, out of all my collection of like 30,000 books, the stuff that I really love is the obscure, lower print, indie stuff that may not look professional, but for some reason I just identify better with that.
well, that's
I
that's
treasure
just
it more.
personal taste. I mean, what comes
Yeah, I
down to that, there's
guess.
plenty of people that just prefer that, but polished style. Like look at Ethan; he's completely polished. He's because he worked mainstream. He knows how to do it. So he's
Yeah.
completely polished. He's clean. He's tight. His work is beautiful. He put. I just got my Cyberfrogs. They're beautiful. Great presentation. I mean, better than anything in the mainstream by far. But but I'm like you. I do like the grittier looking stuff. I like something that it maybe isn't as clean, or like, oh, the anatomy's off. Like people complain. It's like, yeah, who cares? It looks cool. It's fun. I like that. It looks artistic. Like people can't count how many. Like we'll use him as an example. Can't count how many people don't like Sam Keith. They just don't like it. They don't understand it. It's out there. It's weird. It's wacky. It's not anatomically correct. It doesn't look like superhero. Buildings don't look like that. Plants don't grow that way, but it's art. Like the man is putting art into a
Hmm.
comic book. Like that's why you maybe don't like it, is because you're not understanding he's actually doing artwork. And I'm not saying the guys who draw comics aren't artists. They are art.
What do you think about
You have to learn it.
Sienkiewicz?
But
I mean, especially
oh,
his
I love
80s
Bill,
stuff.
dude. I love Bill Sienkiewicz. I love
Yeah,
his stuff, man.
yeah.
Fantastic. So yeah, I mean, I can't, and it's a huge compliment. I don't see it, but a lot of people say I'm like a current Bill Sienkiewicz, and I'm like, thank you. I don't see Bill, like Keith is more of an influence, Wayshak's more of an influence, and even McFarlane, but I
Mhm.
don't see it, but other people do, and it's a high
You
compliment for
got a
me.
little Walt Simonson in there?
I love Walt. I tried to draw like Walt when I was like a teenager because I love this stuff so like I would trace like the Thors and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
that style
Did
he's
you
too
like
good. Forget
Throg,
about it,
the Thor
dude. I got
frog?
Throg signed, man. What are you kidding me? I got the Throg book signed. I got Throg signed. I got the one where Thor fights the Midgard serpent, the all splash page one. I got that one signed,
Hmm.
and then I got
Hmm.
Beta Ray Bill, the first appearance signed, and then another one where he fights Thor. So yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, Throg was great. It was fantastic. But yeah, it's a lot of it is personal preference, and I agree with people. Price point is a factor, but we're pricing like I said, we have to pay ourselves on top of printing the book,
Yeah.
paying other artists, paying other people. We got to pay ourselves. We got to ship the books. So there's a reason why they cost expensive. Me
Did you
doing a
see
$5.
did you see
There's
Eric July's thing on Business in Comics?
no. I
Okay.
don't
He
listen.
did
I don't
he
watch
did a
Eric July.
first, it's going to be a series of videos, and I talked about that with Jimmy a little bit today, and if you haven't seen it, it's over there on Twitter, but and on YouTube. But he talks about business and comics, and I know he's generalizing like Jimmy said, but when you factor in all these things, unless you do a lot of the work yourself, yeah, you could run up a $30,000, $35,000
Yeah.
bill to produce a good
Mhm.
50-page comic.
Yeah. And yeah, that's right. But I think at least a few people anyway. I'm not saying everybody. I think quite a few people know this now. That are coming into Comicsgate, that are coming into Independence, that are in the Iron Age. I think a lot of them are getting familiar with that. They're like they're shopping around first ahead of time for a printer. They're estimating, okay, if they can't do it all themselves, they're like, okay, I need a letterer. Oh, that's $5 a page. Okay, it's going to be a 48 pager. They calculate it. I think a few people are getting into that rather than just shooting from the hip and seeing what happens. But yeah, you're not wrong. You need a lot of. You don't start making money like I don't mean like money that you could live off of, but at least you don't start making some money off of indie book till you hit maybe 50K. 50 to 70K, you're starting to make a little money then. Otherwise, it's either breaking even or you're in the red. There's no like way around it. Like if you're making any money, you're making like $400. Like you know what I mean? It's not anyone going into this. If you're new, yeah, Zach even said it, and he's right. I mean, he's talking about mainstream people, but if you're going into crowdfunding and you're new to it, the whole thing, but you're like a great writer, you're an amazing writer, you're like yet to be discovered, you're so good, but you're amazing. Don't quit your day job. It's gonna let's say because you're gonna have to take a while. Like a Bancroft, Bancroft took a while to catch on, years for him to
Yeah.
really like get his YouTube going. The Lucent's an amazing book. He had to get it out there. It's taking time, but his next campaign did even better. But it's not at a stage where he can quit his job. Not even yet, even. And Bancroft's doing well. Look at
Yeah.
Irene. Irene's Fiendish one did really well. I think it hits like 55, 60K. Amazing. Her next campaign blew out of the water. Everybody like she still can't quit her job. So
Yeah.
you need to make a lot of money doing this in order to make to quit your job. Just do this as a living.
To be a
So
professional and
right,
make a living at it.
right
Yeah.
now, Eric's him putting that out there. That's great. I think that's awesome. I don't follow Eric July. I don't know.
Right.
He's a little too forceful for me. I don't like that.
Flamboyant.
Not flamboyant, just forceful. Like he's aggressive. Like I'm
Yeah.
not a person who's like.
Are you
He's more,
threatened by his alpha maleness?
I don't care about that. I'm just saying he's more. It's more intrusive when he's speaking to somebody. When
Yeah.
I'm a kind of person where you can get more bees with honey. You know, it's
Yeah.
just it's just the way it is. You can be nice.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being nice and being laid back and calm and talking to somebody. Like the video he did about, I caught a little bit of it. He's speaking at a regular rate and regular pattern and stuff like that. He's not being as like
He's reading off a cue card.
he did a great job. I'm not saying I don't like
he did.
Eric. I'm not saying any of that. I just don't follow the
Right.
guy. I he talks a lot of
Right.
politics. I don't care about politics and stuff like that. So, people back Isom. Go if you like Isom, go back it. You like Eric, you like
Yeah,
go back it.
KSS said that he read it, but did you like it, KSS, today? You read Isom today.
I get
Fenta says,
mixed
I'm going to
reviews.
rest some. I got celebrating to do later. Thanks for the birthday wishes, everyone. Thank you, Jason, for my gift. Much love, all. See you all later.
Good night, Phantom.
Good night, Fanta.
Yeah, I'm not going to stay too much longer. It's getting late, but no, yeah. If you, I've heard mixed reviews about Isom. I hear it's a pretty decent book. It's not bad. So if you like Eric July and you like the concept of his book, go back it by all means. You're going to get a quality product. So yeah, but but he's got that following where he can do these campaigns. Ethan has the presence and he has the experience. Now that goes back to another thing, and Ethan brought it up before. He's been in the business 30 years. He's paid his dues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I'm starting out. I'm new, and I could be a freaking Mark Silvestri clone right now, and I still would be only doing like 20K, maybe 30K. I'm new. I haven't put in my due time. So these things come with time, but I'm not going to quit my job because I hit 20K on a campaign. Because that's not going to pay for any of my bills. It's not even going to pay for a couple of my medical prescriptions. Yeah. So
is your mother going to help probably on this fulfill this Frog G when it comes?
Yeah, it's at the feasible stage where we can fulfill it ourselves. And we've done fulfillment before, so.
I know your mother just kept bagging that stuff up and sending it to me. It was awesome.
She did a good job.
She did.
Yeah. She really helps out. I mean, I need help anyway doing this, reading a lot of the stuff. So if she wasn't here, I'd probably have like my sister do it, or like I have a few friends that probably wouldn't mind coming over and helping out.
Yeah, and you got a nephew around you every now and then, right?
Well, yeah. But worst case scenario, I would like ship things to Ink Spots, and I would fly out to Ink Spots, and I'd help him fulfill the campaign. So, there's always a means to an end. But for right now, my mom loves helping. She really likes doing this stuff. She likes meeting everybody. Like she met
Freak
Girl.
That's right. Yeah, she went to the convention and got all those autographs for you.
But she met Freak Girl, Shay Sai, Odin. Yeah. Like she met Stippling Bonds. She had a great time meeting everybody that I hang out with, and like she really loves it. She loves.
Who did she enjoy meeting the most? Do you think? Did she tell you?
Ask her that.
You didn't ask her. Okay.
I mean, she
learn to ask the right questions, Jason.
You know who it really was that she had a lot of David. Yo, what's going on? David Finch's sister-in-law. David Finch's sister-in-law was collecting all the money, like the credit card money or the cash money or whatever, for a few of the people that were sent, like Walt Simonson and David Finch and like a few of the guys. So she was collecting the money for it. So she got to know David Finch's sister-in-law really well.
I saw posted. I don't know if you saw this, but Walt Simonson's wife, Louise, is in the hospital.
Oh no.
But she seems to be doing pretty good. But
good. Yeah,
at least from the picture. I forget what she's in there for, but yeah.
Yeah, no, she had a lot of. My mom had a lot of fun meeting. Walt Simonson. She had a lot of fun meeting Walt. She had a lot of fun. She really did enjoy it. I felt bad sending her out all the time. She's like, no, I don't mind. She's like, she had a good time. But I tried to get it all in one day almost, just that way she could actually enjoy the show and do stuff. Yeah. Or
because you got to stand in some of those lines for a long time, don't you? Those autograph lines.
Yeah, we kind of cheated the system a little bit because we're in early because we have to set up and everything like that.
Oh, okay.
So we're in early, so the VIP people get in a half hour before everybody else. So when the VIP people would be let in, my mom would go out and stand in one of the major lines, like Chris Claremont. His line was always a killer. So she would just like go stand in line with the VIP people. So the line was a lot shorter. So she really didn't have to wait for too many. I think it was Art Adams was the one she had to wait the longest for.
Really? Wow. Yeah. I can see why. He's very popular. Did you sell a lot at the convention?
I did okay.
Okay.
A lot of
did it pay for the table?
See, this is what I was going to get at. A lot of people had even said at the con, a lot of the artists in Artist Alley, they even said they didn't do well. Like they just didn't do well. I guess the
Really?
attendance was low. But
Hmm.
the way I see it was this: if I hadn't have done it, because I was going to go anyway. So if I hadn't have done it, I would have spent more money because I wouldn't have made any money, even though I paid for the table and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I paid for the table and all that stuff.
Hmm.
I still would have spent more money than I would have if I hadn't been there because I would have walked around more. I would have bought more comic books. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have gotten the signatures I got, and that was really expensive. But I would have gotten more comic books. I probably would have gotten more commissions and stuff like that. So
Now
I
most
made money and
most of
stuff like
them
this.
charge for their autographs now, don't they?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
all do pretty much.
I mean,
Unless
every now and then you'll find a Jim Shooter that doesn't charge, right?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
never got to meet Jim Shooter, but a lot of people in Artist Alley don't charge, obviously. But the big guys, of course, they're going to charge. I understand it.
Yeah.
You're flipping their book.
Yeah.
They're not going to make any money. You know what I mean? And also, back in the '90s, like they didn't charge, but they had a book limit. So it was like 4 books, and that's what I still just do 4 books at a time. That's it. Like my mom had to stand in line a couple times for Chris Claremont because I only did 4 books at a time. I didn't want. To me, that's
Yeah.
reasonable. You sign 4 books, next person.
Right.
Back in the day, that was the limit. The limit was 4 books usually, and so my
Okay.
brothers and I would wait in line 4 books. Now now since they charge, you can have as many books as you want because they're going to make as much money as they possibly can.
Yeah.
So I still find it rude though, because people have a short box with them of books to sign. It's like, dude,
Oh.
you're holding up the line for everyone else. Like I
Wow. A
understand.
short box.
Oh,
Wow.
dude, it was crazy. It was crazy the amount of people that had like the amount of books they had. It was ridiculous because they want to flip them.
Yeah.
A lot of these people are into
Yeah.
flipping them, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna flip a few of the ones that I got signed too. I gotta get them graded, but I'm keeping a few, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Are you going to grade some of the ones that you're going to keep?
Oh, I'm grading all the ones that got signed. Yeah. I gotta send them to. I heard the CGC does grading for pre-signed books. I don't know how to go about getting that, but I know the CBCS does the.
Yeah, I like the
verification.
CBCS anyway.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean, always-
reputable. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a problem. There's a problem with the CBCS is sometimes they grade low, from what I heard. So
Yeah.
but,
I would rather take a lower grade than because I think, it's very subjective, and I don't know if you've ever seen that video where the top grader for CGC is flipping through a Superman #1, which is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he's just putting stress on the spine and treating it like it's a new book off the stands, which even if it's a new book, I think you should be careful. And he's just flipping through this 80-year-old book.
I think that's a rare occurrence, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to do that at all. Like obviously, like they're supposed
Yeah.
to treat them delicately. But they do have to grade the book. I get that, but like a book like that, they should obviously be gentle with. But I think that's just a very rare occurrence. I think a lot of these people are professional. But then again, that dude could have just lost his wife in a car accident. You know what I mean? You never know, like what
Yeah.
kind of day these people are having. So,
Yeah.
you can't kind of judge based off of that one thing. But yeah, so I had this is one of the ones I had my mom go back in line to get signed. I had a signed Jim Lee X-Men #1, the gatefold, the 5-cover gatefold cover. I had that signed by Jim Lee. And that was already graded at an 8.5, but I had to crack it open because Chris Claremont was going to be at the show, so it took forever to crack it open. So I had to get that regraded. So hopefully it's going to get pressed and regraded. So hopefully it comes back at either an 8.5 or more now. But
Jason, do you have any of these indexes in your collection? Because if you don't, you need to get them.
No, I don't think so.
Man, I'm telling you, these are the best reference type things out there, especially for your bronze, your early copper age stuff. It gives you all the covers in black and white, plus all the
Nice.
who
Dude,
would.
when it comes to Thor, I definitely have 60s, 70s. Like I got my Thor
Okay.
collection is pretty nice.
Well, they did Spider-Man, Avengers, Conan, Thor, Tales to Astonish, Tales of Suspense.
maybe that's
They even did some monsters, some war, later. But
Figure
I
out.
mean, these things are great. It tells you, the creative team, everything about the book. These things are just great. Uh,
Uh,
I cannot recommend these enough. These
Trying to
came out
find
from
out.
1976 to the late 80s by Pacific Comics, and they were also called G&T Enterprises. Oh, here's a Reyes, the content brain, Franco Reyes. I wonder if that he's related to Jimmy. Huh.
Probably not.
Probably not, but
This one, I gotta figure out what year did this one come out. Thor. It's not expensive.
Hey,
Thor.
Black Hat.
Journey into Mystery 115.
Okay, wow, that's
That
really
might
early because
that
Journey into
might
Mystery with
be
Thor started with issue 83.
that might be my oldest comic.
Jason, Black Hat says, Jason, I just watched your Howard the Duck drawing.
Thank you.
KSS says, Jason, how many fingers am I holding up?
3.
And Just Ann says, happy birthday, Fanta. Fanta had to bow out. She had to go rest, as we all will here in a minute.
Trying to see what year when it came out.
Thor 115. I can look that up too.
No, it's
quick.
Journey into Mystery 115, not Thor.
Oh, Journey into Mystery. Okay. Always go to eBay.
They don't always have the year.
Well, no, but they generally will, especially if you can find a graded book.
Usually just says like 1963 because that's the year of that run.
Origin of Loki in that 1965. So that was 57 years ago.
That's probably my oldest comic.
Okay, well that's my age. Actually, it's a little bit older. It's April. Ooh, with the Absorbing Man. Ooh,
yeah, that one might be my oldest book. I thought I lost that one actually because, like what 20 years ago, I had somebody sell stuff on eBay for me, and it was my Thor run that he had I gave him the whole thing, and thankfully he just sold a few. Granted, they were key issues, but he just sold a few books. So, but I thought he sold this one, and I found it. He didn't. So it's beat
this
up.
is it.
The one I have is insanely beat up. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but the one I have is crazy beat up. But I don't care. It's mine. I'm gonna get my
that's
Thor
older than I am.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get my Thor 200 graded because it's in really good condition. Like it's almost white pages. It's crazy good. I might get that one slabbed, just to get it slabbed, preserve it. But I'm never selling these things. My Thor collection is they're like my babies.
Yeah.
You know,
because your brothers read like their own books, right? Their own titles.
Yeah, and they had X-Men and Spider-Man and everything. We all collected our own thing, and I kind of got the throwaways because I was the younger brother. So stuff like Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy with Jim Valentino, stuff like that. It wasn't like the most high-end books, but a lot of great storytelling art. A lot of great, like Ron Franz, fantastic.
I got a lot of those Jim Valentino Guardians of the Galaxy. I kind of thought it was pretty
Kirby at an early age because of like Ron Franz. He had a Kirby style to him and collecting Thor and everything like that. So
he's a good mimicker. He can do Kirby and Ditko. I've seen him do Ditko.
Dude, Franz is good. There was I don't know the channel. Was it Pop 6P? I think it was Pop 6P where they had an interview with Ron Franz actually.
Did you read? Did you get any New Warriors when they came out?
I collected New Warriors. I have New Warriors #1 signed by Bagley.
Mark Bagley, yeah.
I got that signed back in the
solid.
90s.
He's one of those that I don't think his style has changed that much. Ron Friends, I don't think his style has changed that much.
No, Friends and Bagley, they're kind of well, Friends is an older school artist anyway, and not too many. He's obscure. Not too many people even know of him. Like if I were to see Ron Friends to most of these indie guys that were brought up on,
have you ever met him?
No idea. No.
No.
I never met him. I just saw him in a
Yeah.
couple interviews online, which is
Yeah.
really cool. Seeing the lore and stuff like that and everything that they went through. But yeah, it led me to, like I said, it led me to Kirby, and I learned to appreciate Kirby way early. Usually, you get into Kirby, when you're older, but I got into Jack way ahead of time. So I guess that might be where some of my bombastical style even comes from, because I really like breaking borders and doing all this
Yeah.
fun stuff at an early age.
Double
So
page spreads.
double page spreads are fun. I don't do as
Yeah.
many just because they're time consuming, but I love them.
Yeah.
So yeah, but even doing stuff without rulers or like doing the vantage point 2 points perspective, I kind of eyeball it sometimes.
Mhm.
Kirby did that a lot. So yeah, it doesn't always come out right, but it just, I don't know, it gives it an organic feel. It's really weird. You can't always do it. Like, you have to do buildings with rulers and perspectives usually. So yeah, but
Well, I love your stuff, Jason. I mean,
thanks,
because you
Max.
are unhinged.
I have my moments.
Yeah.
My moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You're the
yeah, taking
Rasputin of CG.
what?
You're the
Why? Because I had
Rasputin
blue eyes.
of CG. Well, you got the beard and the mustache and all that,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
if you say so.
And you're very prophetic, in your, seems like you're ahead of your time.
Not as prophetic as I'd like to be.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
more
man.
isolation, more drugs,
Hey, if you got them, send them. No, hopefully I can finish a couple more pages this weekend. I really want to finish the 24 pager before I go back to work. We'll see what happens. Because I can
Have you
maybe knock
done the
out even
cover
2
yet? Or are you holding off?
I just haven't had. I kind of have an idea. It's taken me a while to think of a good idea for a cover, because
Yeah.
I don't want to do an homage. I want to have my own cover, but like I said, if I do a variant cover, I'll do an homage because I have one in mind. I'll do my own variant. With Absolute 1 and 2, I did my own variant, except for the Jay Krager one, but that was only because he just drew it and he's like, use it for whatever you want, and I'm like, well, then it's a variant. I'm like, but yeah, so but I like to do my own variants.
Says Jason is the Rasputin of CG. Don't know what that means. Hope it doesn't mean that his penis will wind up in a jar,
See,
allegedly.
KSS, he kind of has the same thought patterns I do. I'm like, where is Rex going with
I did
this?
not know that about Rasputin. I didn't realize his
Hey, he
penis.
also hypnotized and murdered people. It's like,
Well,
not a good dude, Rex. Rasputin wasn't a good guy.
yeah. Oh, well. Sorry for I retract my statement.
Taking down like families in Russia and
Yeah.
kingdoms and czars. Terrible.
Yeah. The falling of empires. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you see
Thank
us
you.
going in 5 years? I mean, don't you think all the momentum is with the indies right now? I mean, more or less. The innovative stuff. I don't know.
I think that depends on the economy.
Yeah.
It depends on the economy. I mean, these high-end prices that we have are a luxury for people to get. Either we come down on price, but that means we make less money. Like, we still have to pay. Like I said, we have to pay ourselves still. Like,
Right.
And costs are going up. So if we come down on price, we're gonna take a big hit, which we kind of can't do. But we kind of can't go up in price because these are already expensive. And people, with the economy being the way it is, it's just not. It's not great. So I think that's a big factor. As long as people have access to extra money and extra spending habits, yeah, it's still fine. People are going to want to get their fix in some way. Is that my
Dan
friend?
Plegel in the house saying, "Hello, friend."
Hello, friend. I mean, 5 years, 10 years, it all just depends on how long the people doing the things are willing to go. If like Ethan is still doing it, he's charging what he charges, but he starts to make like 200K at the end of the whole thing, and then it's like 150K. It's like he can't afford that anymore. Like the momentum's gonna, like the cost of his books are high premium to make,
Right.
so he can't afford to do that. So it all depends, on whether or not people are still into backing like these premium products. And like I'm sure all of us would love to do what we do and have it just be our job and put it in the, the brick and mortar houses and just, be fine with it. But a lot of these books do take longer to draw. Like I use him as an example because he's the peak level of what we do. You can't do detail that Ethan does at a page a day. Now Ethan can do a page a day. He's done it before. I can do a page a day. Shelby can do a page. We can all do a page a day, but the quality is going to suffer big time. You're going to get way less quality. It's like I could do Frog G a page a day maybe. The absolute stuff, yeah, page a day, no problem because of the way it's drawn. Frog G's tighter. So it may be a page every other day I could do Frog G. But then you're suffering from, like, now unless the model gets to be in the mainstream also where it's a book every 2 months instead of every month, then we could keep up maybe. But getting in the brick and mortar helps, but the cost has to come down. The only way to do that is if we actually get into those things and bring down the cost of our books and we make less. Like it all depends. And that's an economy thing. It just is. Can people afford to do this? As long as we keep the story and the art and the quality of the books up, it's fine. It's sustainable because people realize they're getting a better product than what they can get in the mainstream. So, yeah, and like Ethan's books are the way they are because, like I said, he pays a high premium to get those chromium covers and all these crazy things
covers.
All these crazy things that he does. The box is made and I mean, and the more you make, the cheaper it costs in the long run, but it still costs a lot of money to pay for 10,000 comics. Like that's a lot. That's not a small comic book order.
And he's had to expand into warehouses and stuff.
There you go. And that's what I'm saying. But as far as it being, where do we see it in the next 5 years? Tighter campaigns.
And he's in a high-tax state. I can't think of it. He's in a Joe Biden, New Jersey, and he loves it.
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't even know about my state, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, it's it's just it just depends, dude. It depends on the books that come out. It depends on like the quality has to be there still. People have to want it, obviously. But
there's obviously more campaigns than ever out there, right?
There are, but
don't you see an uptick in all the campaigns? I do.
I don't think there's that many more than there were last year. I think there's more quality, is what I think.
Okay.
There's a lot of quality books out there now that are coming out. I mean, it's just I think there's more quality books than there were 2 years ago that are coming out. There's a lot of great talent that are just like they're firing on all cylinders, and that it hurts, but it doesn't hurt. Like we're all competing, but we're all not. So it just depends on people's interests. Like, do they like high fantasy? Well, Fiendish and Goblin Girl, that's their thing. They're not going to back Ultra
or Dragon Rage.
Or Dragon Rage. That's what they're going to pick up. But if they like superheroes, then you got, you have I consider Cyberfrog a superhero. You got those books out there. You got, Inglorious Rex is kind of superhero-y in a way. You got those books out there. It just depends on people's personal taste. There's Westerns, that's what's great about this. It's kind of like, it's a brick and mortar store without a brick and mortar. There's so many different styles and so many different things out there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's the number one main thing you try and do to reach your audience?
Social media is really it. If I have something, a new artwork or a new project, or even if I have a new doodle, I just post it. I post it on Twitter and Facebook mainly, and I try to remember to post to Instagram. If I do a time lapse, I'll post like a short. Sorry, if I do a short, I'll post that to TikTok and to YouTube. Videos like those help building your platform. That's the one thing I learned from Malin that stuck with me, and it's true. Build your platform, and it's not easy, but it's also kind of easy once you get in the groove. So like focus on what you like if you, because what you like, other people like too. There's other people that like what you like. So if you like talking about golfers, not gophers, golfers. If you like talking about them, do like 5-10 minute videos every day. Make them quick little edit thumbnail, good to go. Do it every
Yeah,
day.
look
What's
at
your channel?
Fanta. I mean, she took
Look at
off
Fanta.
like a rocket doing those short videos,
Right, and the
promotion
shorts do
videos.
help. Shorts do help. Shorts do help, but
Mhm.
they only help so much because people like the shorts and they'll watch it 30 seconds or whatever, but they're not going to watch your 10-minute, 5-minute video. So they're if you stop doing shorts and you focus more on videos, you're going to start to lose some subscribers because they're like, oh, this dude's not doing shorts anymore. I don't care about their stupid video.
Yeah.
But if you do videos and focus on video format, that's I think it's a little easier to sell stuff because you can have links everywhere and everything like that. They're longer to make. They're more time on your hands, but you can grow your channel then too if you do one a day or two a day for a few days. After a few months, you can maybe get away with even doing like 4 a week at that point, and then maybe whittle down to 3 a week. The algorithm won't promote you as much the less you do, but you still might gain that momentum of people just slowly picking up subscribers as you go. But yeah, social media presence, it's kind of key. I mean, unless you're Kenneth Rocafort, you kind of need it,
And
you know.
and through your drawings and your time lapse and stuff like that, you're keeping yourself out there all the time, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you
Yeah,
want to
where
stay in the eye of the public.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
even if you can't do videos, comment on other people's posts on social media, Facebook, all of it. Like comment
Yeah.
on it. Be like, this is cool, and stuff like
Interact in
that.
different
Interact,
chats.
interact
Yeah.
with the chat. Interact.
Mhm.
Even comment on a YouTube video. Get the creator will get to know who you are, and if, they might see that. Oh, they might subscribe to you, and if you're posting your content, they might like you and your artwork, and they're like, hey, you want to draw a trading card for me? So you can
Yeah.
get out there in that way too. So there's
Yeah,
plenty of
Shadowhawk
ways.
says if you're off the internet for a couple weeks, people tend to forget about you. That's probably not.
He's not wrong. He's not
Yeah.
wrong. It's it's very difficult if you miss a few days. Like yeah, like people know Dan Fraga, but I know his channel has suffered a little bit because he hasn't been on there as often as what he used to be. But he's
Right.
making his book, and honestly, everybody would rather have him do that than stream. So he's
Yeah.
doing the right
Yeah.
thing. Um, so yeah, but you got, and nobody's gonna forget about Dan Fraga. So, but if you're me and you disappear for a couple weeks, yeah, my friends are gonna be like, "What happened to Jason?" But you're gonna get new people that are coming in that have never heard of me, don't know who I am, and whenever I start to come back, people are like, "Who's this guy?" I don't know. Crystal
Right. He
McGee.
must be
She
new.
look at Crystal McGee. I didn't know who she was, and
Uh-huh.
apparently she's been in CG for like I don't know ever. I never heard of her because she's gone for a couple years
Mhm.
taking care of family issues. And I'm
Yeah.
not bashing her for that at all in the slightest. I'm
I
just saying,
still
like,
don't
if
know
you
who
just
she is.
she
I don't know if I follow her.
she's doing
Yeah.
the Good Night #2. So she has the Good Night #2 out.
Okay.
On
Never heard of
Indiegogo.
her.
Yeah.
So you I
But
mean,
she's been
you recommended, you really don't. I mean, I took some of Uncle E's, but one that I took, I backed Ragetality because you were talking about how great Shelby was, and I
Shelby's good.
respect you, and your recommendations. And I thought, okay, if Jason likes it, I'll probably like it.
Yeah, and that is a dangerous thing. Like as a promoter, like and you have people on your channel that you promote, and but it's kind of a dangerous thing because you're endorsing what they do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Even
Yeah.
if you I've had people on and I haven't backed their book, even though, but I'm still saying, hey, I believe in this person. This may not be my cup of tea, but I believe in this person and I believe in their product. Then you're putting a lot of faith in that because if their book sucks and these people turn out to be like, they drown
Yeah.
kittens, like it's kind of like, why did you tell me to back this guy? Like it's like, well, I
Right.
didn't. I just
Or
showed
if
you
they
like
have a
people.
meltdown, which we've seen.
Or if they have a meltdown or something, people might come back and blame you. Now there are plenty of
Yeah.
people that know you're just trying to help them out, but
Well, I don't care
it's
what you
kind of a
say. I'm
dangerous
gonna
thing.
back. I'm
So
gonna push Frog G.
no, and yeah, you should, but and I'll promote a lot of people like
Yeah.
Shelby without a doubt, Plago
But you
without a
do have
doubt.
to be careful about that because it can come back to bite you in the
It
ass.
can,
Correct?
it
Yeah.
can, but if you do, that's why a lot of people don't do promotional shows.
Yeah.
And also there's a lot of them, but it's my way of giving back, and I thankfully have Angela to help me. So otherwise, it would be very difficult. To give me
KSSS says the
information.
number one thing that you do to reach your audience is randomly show up in chats and tell people, I love you. It's kind of weird, he says.
I'm weird about it.
Yeah.
Now it's weird if I start caressing you and saying it. Then
It's the
that
Joe
is weird.
Biden thing.
That is weird.
Snip you. Well, Jason, thanks for coming on, man. I know it's late or early there for you. You're an hour
yeah,
ahead of
yeah.
me.
Yeah, it's 5 to 5 or 4 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I did wake up late today, ish, mainly
Yeah.
because I was supposed to have physical therapy, but the guy was sick. So but it was thankful because, dude, I just couldn't fall asleep last night. I went to bed at a good time, but I just kept
Yeah.
thinking about what I want to do with my comic because you know me, dude. I do things complicated. I didn't lay it out, so I'm going off of beats. So I'm drawing it page by page, but I'm thinking where I want to go next with it. I know how it ends, but I gotta know what images.
Yeah.
I think about it ahead of time. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be page,
Yeah.
the next page and the page after, so I can think about that.
So you're
Where's it gonna go
running an
this
inner
many pages?
dialogue because it's not going to have any words. It's all going to be told in visual
No
form.
inner dialogue. I'm just more or less
Really?
thinking about what actions he has to take to procure himself to the next step that'll make
Okay.
sense and flowing through
Yeah.
this because there's no dialogue. So I have to have it. He can't be like, oh, I gotta unlock this mechanism in order to obtain the. I can't have that written in there. So I kind of have to think, okay, well, he has to unlock a mechanism. When do I have him do that? Do I show him walking up to the mechanism? Do I show him just picking at the I think about all these things while I'm working on it ahead of time. But last night I was trying to think about what next steps I have to take for this to actually look cohesive, but also get to the point fast enough as to where I don't run into, oh, I'm on page 24 and I'm not done yet. So, and also thinking of what can I do for the cover. So I think about my stuff and it keeps me up at night. I love doing this. So
Yeah. It's hard to turn it off.
Yeah. It is hard to turn off sometimes. So I didn't fall asleep till almost 7 a.m. and my appointment was at 11:30. So I had to wake up at
I know it's like
10:30.
insomnia. You're getting physically tired and mentally, but you can't. You're
and I can't turn it off. So I was glad the guy canceled. But,
so Frog G is totally penciled. We're just waiting on Ink Spots to do his thing. Is that correct?
No, Frog G is totally inked. I don't pencil.
Totally.
My pages are done.
Your pages are done, right?
I'm the penciler and inker. I say penciler because I really don't pencil anything. I draw the loose layout, or not a loose, but I draw the coloring book look layout, the main lines,
right?
Digitally printed up.
And you said if something's more complex, like that one piece we were talking about, that you do kind of lay it out like the salamandroid you did.
Well, that's totally
loosely,
different.
and then
that was totally different. With Frog G, it has to be more precise. It has to be I have to have the pupil right. I have to have certain things right. And I have to have the outline done right. So I'll print it up and then I'll add all the crazy detail, all the stuff that takes a lot longer. And I'll do that traditionally. So so there's no pencil in there. That's why I say that, because the main line art outline is all I really need to go off of. As long as that's there, I can add my shadows and my cross hatching and spot blacks, do whatever traditionally, just fine. I don't need a pencils for it. Now Salamandroid, though, that was an all traditional piece, so I had to lay it out with pencil first. Otherwise, and it also wasn't panel work. If it's a splash page, I could probably do that all traditional and be fine. Panel work, it's a lot tighter. My eyes are bad, so I got to really zoom in and make the eyeballs perfect. Otherwise, they'll look really wonky. He might be cross-eyed, and I don't even know it because it's so tiny for me to see. I can't see it. So I got to actually do those. I usually still ink over my digital lines anyway, so it is more of a traditional page. But yeah, so the inks for Frog G are totally done. There are no pencil pages in Frog G.
But Ink Spots is hand traditional over your original work, right? Is it over your originals?
No. Ink Spots is mixed media. So Ink Spots is digitally colored a lot of the pages.
Right.
He's and then with the traditional ones, he'll print out a high res image of my page, he'll do the watercolors, and he'll do the color pencil, the watercolor over it, and do that stuff with those ones, and then he'll put it in Photoshop and then put my line work over top of it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I was
so that
wondering how the line work didn't get lost.
yeah, so that's how a line work doesn't get lost, and plus
Okay.
he can also then add a little more effect maybe if he needs to, or clean up some more stuff in
Did
Photoshop if
digitally
so
tweak
desired.
every page if he wants to. Yeah.
If he wants to. Now, not every
Right.
page. He's digitally colored some of them. He's traditionally colored some of them, and then he's digitally colored some of them. So like he's bouncing back and forth a little bit. He wanted some
Mhm.
more traditional pages done. We could sell them on the campaign. We're gonna keep a couple, and stuff like that. So he just wanted to do more traditional stuff because he likes doing it. He
He
enjoys it.
seems to be
When
working really hard on it day after day.
well, yet, dude, this comes to being late. Ink spots feel so bad. Like he does feel terribly bad about being late, because being late is his fault. It really is, and I'm not throwing him under a bus. He's posted it on Twitter. I shared it out. I even did an update on the campaign page, but he's but like I said, he's late because his life came first, and it does come first. He had
Yeah.
work business to do. He had tragedy, physical tragedy happen, and he had to recoup from that.
Yeah.
Computer breakdowns, stuff like. He had a lot of stuff. This campaign was almost cursed for some reason with all these horrific events happening.
Shadow banned
So
from the very beginning.
who cares about that? I'm just talking about like as far as work goes and production goes. So like
Yeah.
he fell behind because he had to take care of his family life, or his life first. And so
Right.
that just made him fall behind. I had my shoulder surgery, but I set myself a deadline that I had to finish my line art before my shoulder surgery.
Well, I
That
think you're
way,
very fortunate to get somebody that will actually commit. When it comes to like we're going to talk to Odin tomorrow. He's got Skunk Artworks that has actually committed to a very large page count book, and that's that's kind of, I mean, I've seen projects where people have started good and maybe get a third in, and then they pull out, and then that's an utter disaster for
oh
both
well, for
sides.
one, we have contracts.
Yeah.
Now, granted, a contract is just a piece of paper in all reality. Like, do I have the money to actually sue Inc? No, but we have contracts, and on top of that, he gets a percentage of the book. I don't. He's not getting no page rate.
Yeah.
He gets a percentage of the book. So if he doesn't get his pages done, the book doesn't get out. He doesn't get his money.
Right.
So he's going to finish these pages. He has no choice. And he wants to, not only that, because he's having a lot of fun doing it, but yeah,
I'm glad
we're
to
in
see
this.
him having so fun, because I mean he was ready to chuck it in and say, "Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to higher
It's
paying."
that's easy, just frustration, dude. Things happen,
Yeah,
life happens. People just
yeah,
vent, and they don't really mean what they say. They're just venting.
yeah,
That's like I can't count how many times I've thought, man, it'd be so much easier if I just quit all this and just went back to drawing just weird, wacky stuff and selling it to my friends' bands. That would be way easier, because this is the. I've ignored my family, my real life friends I haven't hung out with in years, just because also I'm a recluse. But I haven't hung out with them. I barely even text them. This is a grind. You got to promote yourself. You got to make the book. You got to draw. You got to color. You got to do, and then you got to repeat. You got to rinse, cycle, and repeat. This is an insane grind. It would be so much easier
yeah,
just throwing the towel.
yeah,
But I love doing it. Inkspots loves doing it. Yeah, we get frustrated sometimes. The shadow ban, that's going to frustrate you. That's going to make you mad. Things happening, making you mad. It happens, but you just vent, you get it out, and then you just go on forward. It's no different than punching a
Jimmy
bug.
earlier yesterday was talking about a legacy. He wants to leave a legacy. Do you want to leave a legacy in
Nah,
comics? Your mark
I,
on
I
comics?
don't care. I don't care about that. I just want to make comics.
Yeah,
I don't care about no legacy. Do I want to be like known for having great artwork? Yeah, without a doubt, that would be cool. But I don't need a legacy. And that's
yeah.
fine with me if I don't
Well,
have
if you're
one.
remembered, that is your legacy.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't consider I consider I don't know. Legacy to me is I don't know. It's more of a thought process in a way. I just do what I do and I love doing
Yeah,
it. I want people to like it, because
yeah,
why else would I do it?
yeah.
Why
But
would I do it if I
I
didn't want
bet
people to
your
like it?
nephew and mom and other family members are like, "This is Jason. He did this."
No, my nephews don't care. My mom, yeah.
They
My
don't care.
nephews don't care. My nephews
Yeah.
just want me to. My one nephew just wants me to draw him Christmas presents all the time.
Hmm.
What is it this year? What does he want me to draw him this year? It's
Really?
Darth Vader. It's Darth
Wow.
Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
he
should
wants
have
this whole
picked
thing.
something like the Joker that you love to
No.
do.
That's no, because he wants this as his gift. He wants me to draw him Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I can't just draw him Joker. That's not his gift. The
Right.
one year he wanted Kratos, so I drew Kratos, and the next year he wanted a skeleton pirate with very specific things, like a skeletal parrot, and then one leg that's like with a boot on it, the other
A
doesn't, a
peg leg.
flintlock, and a sword. Like he had very
Yeah.
specific things.
Uh-huh.
Same thing with this Darth Vader one. That's all he wants, though. My rest of my family, they don't care. Well, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
care about this. Yeah, no. My mom does. I'm her son. She loves what. She's a big supporter in all of this.
Yeah,
So
your mother never did throw out any of your comics, did she?
no,
Or did she? No.
no. Why would she do
Yeah.
that?
Well, that's a
rude.
horror story. I mean, I hear it all the time. My
No.
mother threw out my collection.
My mother loves me.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
My mother never did that to me. But
I'm just kidding, but no, yeah, it's no, my family doesn't care. They don't care. They just know that I stream all the time. My nephew will come in here and ask me something and whisper it, even if I'm watching a video, because he thinks I'm live. So, yeah,
right.
They just know I do this stupid thing all the time, and
Yeah.
I ignore them because I don't hang out with them because I'm doing this. I'm hanging out here.
I miss
Yeah, I'm
your
hanging out with my
mother's
friends.
doll collection behind you. I really do.
Sorry to disappoint you, Rex. I had to move it in here.
Yeah.
TV was on all the time, and even
Yeah.
still, my sister, she's been sleeping in the living room for 5 years, so I had to move it in here. I had no choice, but at least I could stream until 5 in the morning and be okay.
I get this vision of 8 is enough in my head when I think about your house because you've
My
got so
house
many
is a
people
commune, dude.
coming and going. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's family, man. Family.
You're the biggest recluse around a whole family of people.
No, dude, my nephew's in his room playing video games all the time. My mom's just out in the living room, granted, but
Yeah.
my nephew, he stays in his bedroom
Sure,
playing video games.
till the tacos or pizza get there, then they come out of the woodwork.
Well, yeah, you got to eat.
Yeah, gotta eat. Yeah,
Gotta eat. But I mean, he
Well-
says thank you and please and all this stuff. He's a good kid, you
Yeah.
know. But no, I like today. I was out in the living room watching some. It's a cop show. It's a body cam. So it's cops, real life events, and then they show the body cam of the police officer and everything that's been happening and going on. So it's pretty cool. So I was out there watching that with her for a while, for a couple hours.
Yeah.
So I'm not always in here, but I'm in here maybe like 98% of the time. Like I don't.
What's something you've watched recently that you really enjoyed besides that cop show? And
Meg 2
do
is
you
really
collect
good.
DVDs and Blu-rays of what you really like? No.
Dude, this stuff costs enough money. I can't afford to buy no Blu-rays.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw Meg 2. That was really fun. I watched that. I had the streaming services. Yes, physical media, everybody should get it. I agree with that 100%. If you can afford it. And not only that, it's an ease of access thing. My computer doesn't have a DVD player in it. And so I'm just like, whatever. I'll just watch it on a streaming service. We pay for almost all of them. Mainly so because my mom doesn't have cable. So we pay for all the streaming services. That way she could watch stuff, mainly. So, but yeah, no, I watched Meg 2. There's a movie called, he's the comedian, The Machine. That was kind of funny. I watched that one. It was really good. Yeah. So I watch movies usually to wind down. Like if I finish a page or something like that, and I have some time, a couple hours to spare before I go to bed, it's a good wind down. So
What about your music collection? You and Luke are talking music all the time, and you have a lot of bands that you like. How do you collect that?
iTunes.
Or do you?
It's mainly iTunes.
Okay.
I used to buy CDs all the time. Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
They take up room. You gotta. It's more or
Absolutely.
less of an. Well, it's more or less of an ease of access thing.
Right.
It's a lot easier to have my iTunes on shuffle than it is for me to have a CD player with like 8 disc changers where I have to listen to a whole album also, which I love the bands, but I got to listen to a whole album of just 8 different bands. Whereas iTunes, I got like a couple thousand, songs to choose from. It's like, and I could have it on shuffle, so the genres are changing quite a lot, and you just, ooh, I haven't heard that in a while. It's nice. So that's why I like iTunes. Yeah, that's mainly what I look at. But I will go on YouTube to try to find new bands or something different I might like. My friend might tell me about, my friend in New Orleans, he's a family friend. He might tell me about a cool band. I'll look them up. If I like it, I'll buy it. But when you're as picky as I am, it's very difficult to find new stuff.
Yeah.
Luke's a lot more open to a lot of the metal, a lot of different metal. I'm very picky about what I listen to, and I have things just have things just click in your ear hole, and you just like it.
Do you still go to concerts?
Yes and no. I don't go as many as I used to because I can't drive. But like I've gone to like so past a couple years I've gone to a few, or not a few, but just a couple. But every now and then I'll go see one. But it's mainly my mom that's taking me, and I really don't want to take her. Like, she's been to some really insanely heavy metal concerts and like really heavy bands, which I commend her for. Give her props. But I kind of just don't like dragging her to them. I feel bad,
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know the songs. You know what I mean? It's not like she knows the songs. Not like she even likes it. She likes the slow songs by metal bands, like a ballad or something.
The ballads, the power ballads.
She'll like.
Yeah.
I don't know if you call them power ballads anymore, but she likes those. They're slower. She can understand them. They're a lot easier to listen to. But when their gutturals kick in, she don't like that. But yeah. But it's not like every band I listen to is metal. So.
Does she like profanity used?
No, that's why you don't ever hear me swearing, dude.
Yeah.
And if I do, it's obviously then she's not here. And also, I still won't because my nephew's here, and I just don't like swearing around him.
Right.
If you hear me doing it, then obviously my house is empty.
Well, I mean, I would think
and I'm not on my channel.
I would think that some of that metal music would have some profanity.
Oh, as far as that, she's okay with it as long as it's not way over the top. Like, there's some songs that are just way too over the top, or the swear word is like too prominent all the time.
Yeah.
I'm obviously going to censor it, but Pantera has a song called Effing Hostile, and he really emphasizes that. So she don't like that one. So, but she'll listen to This Love by Pantera. It's a slower song and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some heavy parts in it, but she don't mind that. So, like, that's an example. But I don't always just listen to metal. There's some bands I listen to. Like, there's this band called Dog Fashion Disco, Polka Dot Cadaver, stuff like that. She's been to those shows because they kind of have, some of them have kind of a ska feel to them. There are gutturals and stuff like that, but there's more singing, and so she's been to a few of those. So she has a good time when she does go. But I think it's just because she's spending time with her son. In all reality, like, that's mainly what it is. But yeah. But I went to Pantera, but my best friend took me to see that. So I've known her for like 20 years. So so we went to that one. But I usually don't go just because I can't drive. So.
Well, you've probably seen Pantera multiple times, haven't you?
Oh, I saw them back in the 90s, like 3 or 4 times. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is their reunion tour. I mean, it's not really. It's more or less of a tribute.
How did they hold up? Were they pretty good?
They sounded great.
Yeah.
Sounded great. I mean, they're all professionals. Zach Wilde, forget about it. And then you had the drummer from Anthrax, professional. You know what I mean? And Phil and Rex, they've been doing it forever. So it's they sounded fantastic. Obviously they're older, so Phil doesn't sound exactly like he did back in the 90s, but they sounded great. Like, they sounded really good.
If you had the time off and I came up to visit you, where would we go? Where would you take me? A very dark room?
No, I was going to say an old age home. Dude, I mainly just go to, I go out to eat. Like, I go out to a restaurant.
Arby's? Taco Bell?
Now I think
A
I
se-
would take you to just an old fogey home and
yeah.
drop you
A
off.
7-Eleven, or I don't think
No,
I've ever
dude,
been to
like
a
no,
7-Eleven.
like I mean, even Applebee's, like whatever,
Applebee's.
like yeah,
Yeah.
Applebee's or there's Mexican restaurants that I like. There's a place called
Yeah.
Baker Square. They're really deep. They have they have decent food. A lot of chain restaurants here. But I mainly just like to
Yeah.
go out to
What does
eat. Like
Baker Square make?
Baker Square is kind of like a family restaurant style
Oh, okay.
chain, but they're also
Okay.
they used to have a lot more selection, but they're pretty well known here for their pie. So
Oh,
they
okay.
have good pie, but they used to have a broader selection. But when COVID happened, everything just like their
Yeah, that
menu
changed a lot of
and
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, I like. I mean, like going out to eat or going to the comic shop. That's really all I like to do,
Yeah.
just because
You have a pretty
vision is
good
one thing.
local comic shop there where you're at?
We got a couple good ones.
Yeah.
The one in the mall is a little smaller because it's in
A
the
lot of
mall.
back issues.
Yeah, there's another one that has more back issues out, but the one in the mall has a better selection of older quality back issues, if you know what I
That
mean.
was Shadowhawk saying, "Good morning and good
What's up,
night. I'm
Shadowhawk?
going back to sleep. Hell off."
Good to see you, Shadowhawk. But yeah, no, the one in the mall
Yeah.
is the one I go to most often. They know me there. And,
So there's no little
they're-
mom and pop place. Oh, Rex, you got to check this out while you're here, or anything like that. You recommend or take me to?
just food, like
Just
food
franchise.
places.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, not franchises, but even like mom and pop food places, like those exist here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's plenty of like antique stores or something like that I've never been to, just because I don't drive. I don't go
Damn, how old
exploring.
do you think I am?
No, but antique
You're
stores are
talking
cool, dude.
family places to eat, antique stores. God, you
Antique
must
stores
think
are
I'm
dope.
101 years old. What the
That has
hell?
nothing to do with. That's nothing to do with your age. Antique stores are cool and fun. They got all these
Yeah,
cool
I
stuff
guess.
in there. That's awesome. And family restaurants usually have the
Yeah.
best food because they're
Yeah.
organic. Their recipes are amazing.
Yeah.
Shut up. I go to family restaurants.
Okay.
Jeez. I'm just saying there's probably plenty of stuff out there that I've never seen or been to just because I don't drive. I don't go exploring. So
Right.
I
Yeah.
sit in my little hole and
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah. What's your favorite local place to eat, to go grab something or bring something back or have it delivered?
I have too many, dude. I mean, I do like Applebee's just because
Do you?
there's a couple of selections there I like and they're okay priced. There's a Mexican restaurant here I really enjoy,
Mhm.
Mexican American. Those are like the two of our favorite. There's a place called Core Life. It's kind of like a Chipotle, but a little healthier,
Mm.
more selection, I should say.
Yeah.
That place is pretty good.
You like a little spice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a little bit flavor, not heat.
Yeah. You don't do Korean or Thai or anything
Oh, I like
exotic?
Thai.
like-
There's
Do
a
you?
Thai restaurant that's here that's pretty decent. Been there a few times, but nobody else. I know one other person that likes Thai, so and I haven't hung out with her in a while. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Some of that can
They
get
also
pretty
moved location.
spicy, can it?
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I like flavor heat. I don't really like heat just for the sake of heat.
Yeah.
So I don't usually go for the insanely crazy hot Thai. I like the medium Thai that's still kind of hot. You know.
Yeah.
I think it's a green one, green curry. So I think that's what it is.
Yeah, the green curry. Yeah.
I think that's usually what I get. I don't know. I like a lot of different kinds of foods and stuff. I can't do raw, but I like cooked sushi.
Yeah.
I like steak. I
Shoot,
mean,
the way things are now, there's too much. If you're eating something raw, you really need to get out a microscope and look at it before you eat it. You're taking your
yeah.
health into
Well,
your,
that's with the transplant. That's when they worry about bacteria and stuff like that. My immune system's suppressed, so they really want me to avoid as much bacteria as possible. That's why they want me
Whoa.
to eat like well done steaks and stuff like that. You know, it's not
Yeah.
because of anything else other than a bacterial risk. So yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, you're not visiting though, Rex. So don't worry about it.
Well, right. Yeah. But, I just thought,
You're not welcome here.
well, okay.
In case you're a vampire, Rex. I don't know. I mean, you're up until 5 a.m. Sun rises, you go to bed. It's a little suspicious.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. So you're not welcome here, Rex. You can't
Okay.
come in.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, all right. Yeah.
All right.
If it's, yeah, I mean, if it's past midnight, you're not going to answer the door anyway.
I'm not going to answer the door even if it's before midnight. What creep just comes to your door? Crazy people. That's who.
Go
This is
back, Frog
2023.
G today.
Yeah.
We
back
got to
towards
get
you.
going because I know
Yeah.
Jason's going to
Well,
probably
it's
disintegrate at any moment.
almost 5:30 in the morning, Rex.
Exactly. You're an hour ahead of me. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ending it or am I just leaving?
I'll end it whenever you're ready to go, bro. I just
I'm ready
wanted
to
to
go
be.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted. I mean, poor Jimmy. He was like, "Yeah, I got to get out of here. Yeah, I got to get out
Yeah, I
of here.
saw you were
Yeah, I
streaming
got
for
to
like 3 hours. Like, jeez. I'm like, poor. I even said, I'm like, poor Jimmy. I'm like, poor man.
Yeah. Yeah. If you hadn't checked it out, we yesterday we interviewed Jimmy Reyes about Dragon Rage and a lot of other stuff. Go check that out. That was a lot of fun. And we'll have Odin Driscoll on tomorrow with Skunk Artworks. You know, a lot of fun,
I might be out and about when you
Talk-
do that. But...
Yeah. Well, always chime in, watch it on replay if you got time.
There you
Yeah. I imagine you're watching a lot of things now that you're kind of on the disabled list. A lot more listening, at least. You listen while you work.
go. I prefer to listen to music.
Do you really? Okay. Dan Pleagle says, "What? 4:30 in the morning?"
No, 5:30 in the morning, Plagle.
Yeah, 4:30 for me, and it's not even 4:30. It's 4:21 to be exact. Antique shops are great. Tree Goblin says.
That's right.
Well, yeah. Thanks for coming on, Jason. Get your beauty rest if you can shut that great mind of yours down.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely be able to sleep tonight. I'm tired.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, it was fun. Had a good time, Rex.
Good.
Hell the chat. Go sign
Hell
up.
the chat.
Sign up for Absolute One Stormy Night.
Absolutely. I'll drop that link once again.
I just said goodbye, Rex. I just said goodbye.
Said goodbye.
And then
Shut it down.
No,
Okay. We're
just
gone.